What is going on, All-Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, you know the drill. It does not matter what you drive. This is your All-Terrain Nation, and I am your host, David Boyd, and we are live talking Broncos tonight, man. What is going on, guys and gals and ladies and whatever you call yourself? What is going on? Man, I am back to being a little bit rested up from a long journey. If you guys don't know, I went to see Dr. Detroit there, and we had a blast. Well, I had a blast with his toys, and I'm just excited to talk about it. But first, you know the drill. You know the drill. Cheers, everybody. Sorry this couldn't be on Monday nights like normally, but I coach my daughter's softball team, and we had a game on Monday. So every once in a while, these might get screwed up a little bit. So you got to bear with me a little bit, and we might have to move around slightly. But Monday nights is our normal night, so... What is going on, man? Let's see who all is in the chat, man. We had Cigar Texan was like in at like 4 o'clock, I think, or something, man. Waiting to chat. YouTube Car Spotter. Donnie's in. John's in. Ashley's in. The doctor, the good doctor, is in. What is going on, Dr. Detroit? Michael, we got all the cast of characters in here, man, and it keeps growing. So thank you guys for spreading the love, by the way. When you smash that like button, seriously, I know it seems trivial, but it just helps people find the channel, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that. So, cheers to you, RPJ. Oh, man, I got a little scratchy throat. All this traveling. You know, I'm not under the weather by any means, but, you know, I think all the talking I did on video this weekend just, Frank B's in the house, moderator extraordinaire. What's up, Terrence? Keith? Brad? Deborah, what is going on? Jim, everybody, man. The list keeps growing, man. I appreciate that. What's up, Zachary? But let me, first off, I have to say, my heart, while I was gone, we had a flooding situation here in Middle Tennessee, in Waverly, Tennessee, I believe it was, and a lot of people lost their lives through it. It just, I guess, 15 inches in a few hours. It was something just unprecedented, ridiculous what was going on, and there's a lot of loss of young people, and it's kind of bummer to hear, man. I didn't know about it till somebody posted it in one of the comments of one of my videos, and it, you know, it is what it is. Life is sometimes long and life is sometimes short, but just got to go with it. But if you guys, you know, if you ever donate to the Red Cross, man, it'd be a good time to do it in the name of the people in Waverly, Tennessee, especially. So anyways, I wanted to get that out of the way because it did kind of bother me. But tonight I am sporting my home team, my alma mater, guys, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And I'm drinking some Jack Daniel's 27. I'm about out, guys. This is a bummer because you guys donated. I don't know, there's probably a couple old school people like Kelly there with the $10. What is up, Kelly? Thank you, sir, for that fine donation. But we had like a donation to get me a bottle of Frank Sinatra one time, and this is right in the pandemic, man. And they didn't have it. Something about a bottling issue they were having. And my guy was like, dude, try the 27. And I tried it, and my guy never steers me wrong. He's like, Frank Sinatra's good. It's just a little overpriced, but he said the 27 I think is $100 and some dollars a bottle. He's like, it's well worth it, and I have to say it's well worth it. Oh man, so what is has anything happened in the world of Bronco this week? I don't feel like we've had much news at all. Like, I just feel like this is a slow week for Bronco. What do you guys think? Anything big happen? I don't know. Any WTF videos drop in or anything? What's up, Austin? Young Austin Mallon. Hope you're staying safe over there, buddy. But I just feel like, seriously, like, nothing really's happened this week. Like, this would be a short show, like what, 15 minutes in and we're done, something like that. But I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. But oh, I got some business. You're going to have to bear with me just a second. I just realized I didn't tag this video. And to get more people in here, we got to do that. We got to make the YouTube gods happy, right? So let me do this real quick. I apologize. You guys know I'm gonna mess something up. So you gotta just let me fix this, and we'll go from there. I hear my dog going crazy downstairs. That's always great. It's always a good sign when you can hear your dog. My dog, by the way, is the scorn of my neighborhood. He's the most loving, loyal dog I've ever had. There we go. Problem solved right there. But you come near my front door, and he's going to rip your head off. Once you get in the house, he'd probably lick you to death, but I'm sure we all have animals like that. But let's see. Good news for you, Brad. Brad, did you get your build? I can't remember. What's up, John T? Justin Bleaking, tops, not much news. Bunch of shitty colors. What's up, Devin? Yeah, so while I was up, I kept getting the question asked, "Hey Dave, are you going up for the Dream Cruise?" And I was like, I don't think so. I had read where Bronco Nation was doing something about it, and I don't know. The Dream Cruise has never really interested me too much. I mean, I love classic cars and stuff, but it's just, if you've ever been to that area, man, it's a nightmare to park anywhere. If you want to kind of get seating on the sidewalks, it's a nightmare. It's just a nightmare unless you're in a car driving up and down the strip, which is like 15 miles of cars, it seems like. But the good doctor said, he threw me the keys and said, "Hey man, I drove there earlier. People are out there already." And this was at like 2 or 3. I forget, doctor. And he's like, you were going to want to go over there. And I was like, all right. So we got in. So we'll start the story out. So we left from Tennessee Thursday night. Drove to Cincinnati, well, just north of Cincinnati. And stayed there and a place we always like to stay at. And the Jeep, let me tell you the Jeep. And Bronco guys, you're going to want to hear this about the Jeep. The Jeep may be one of the best things off-road till we all get our Broncos, right? But seriously, the Jeep may be one of the best things off-road, but the Jeep sucks ass on long trips. And I don't mean the vehicle itself. I'm talking about the seats in that damn thing, man. My Willys Edition Jeep Gladiator, some of the I normally, like in town, the seats don't bother me. But man, dude, I think my butt was going numb. I had to stop more than normal. And I think by the time I got up to Dr. Detroit's house, man, I think I was just spent. And so I was like, the idea of like getting his vehicle and trying to do something with it. And we didn't get to the doctor's house till, oh gosh, it was probably 4:30 there his time. And I felt like I was already late. We stopped at the MAP plant, the Michigan Assembly plant, and I nosed around there for a little bit. Took a couple pictures, and the rail yards where they have them right by the plant there, they were somewhat empty. They were definitely putting things on rails, but I didn't go over to see the Dirt Mountain, but I probably should have. But I was running late, and what's up, Andy, with the $4.99, dude? Thank you so much. Yes, spend more time. Wait, whoa, Andy, spend more time with the wife. Whoa, I'm playing. I love my wife. But so I probably should have went and found Dirt Mountain and seen where they're storing all these things. But my understanding, they've got about 6 or 7 places now they're storing all these Broncos. And I mean, other than a cool picture of like thousands of Broncos in one place, it wasn't going to do me any good. But I did have somebody from the MAP plant come out, and I had my Gladiator parked right out front, and they've got their little display, and they had a race red Big Ben soft top sitting up there in the display, and got a cool picture of my Gladiator in front of that, and a dude come out, and he's like, "Hey, the Broncos are pretty wicked." I was like, "You're damn right they're pretty wicked, man." I said, you guys keep building them, and people are going to buy them. And he gave me the old fist pound, and he drove off. But so we got to the doctor's. And of course I've seen Broncos. I've seen many, many Broncos by now. So it's not like I geek out over like every Bronco, but this blue on his first edition, let me tell you, is freaking amazing. And tonight seems like a good night just to talk about colors. But so the doctor's first edition, man, just pretty blue. And of course he went, I feel like he had it detailed for me. He filled it up with gas. I'm like, man, what is going on here? I'm getting beyond the first class treatment right now. I'm getting, you go hang out with a doctor of any type and it's great. But if he's Dr. Detroit, man, You know, that's a classy individual. But we talked for a minute. Well, probably, I don't know, probably 45, 50 minutes, something like that. And he kept, and on the way there, he texted me and said, "Hey, man, you know, you're going to get the vehicle, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to get it for the night, basically, and do some videos, and then I'll bring it right back to you." And by God, the solid person he is, man, he was like, "No, you're not doing that." He's like, Velocity Blue. It's the limited edition. I get the two mixed up, but I believe it's Velocity Blue, which is first edition, Brad. But he was like, "Dude, no, you're keeping it all weekend." And I was like, you know, we're leaving Sunday. I don't, you know, it's getting it back to you. And he's like, "No, you're keeping it." I said, "Well, I got a wedding to go to." He's like, "You're taking the damn thing to the wedding." And he just would not say no. And who am I to like say, guys, would you, yes or no, would you guys, if somebody threw you to the keys and was like, "Hey, man, you're taking it for the weekend," would you guys right now take a Bronco for the weekend, and what would you do? Because I was no restrictions on what I could do with this thing. Matter of fact, he kept telling me to go get it dirty, and I was like, I'm not scratching. I'm not okay. So it's lightning blues. So I'm not scratching your truck up. And he was like, "Dude, just go have fun with it." And so fun we did. We recorded for 2 days with the thing, and there's going to be a video drop Friday around 10 a.m. Central of my first impressions, driving impressions with it. And my lovely wife, Kelly, is on the video as well, and my daughter. And we had fun with it. I can't say enough. I really cannot say enough to the good doctor for allowing me to use that. So everybody's like, yes. But I will say this. The doctor, there were stipulations. I threw in the keys to the Jeep, and I said, "I want your impressions of it. I want to know what you thought about driving this." And I think he put it 30 miles or so on the thing, where I put more than 200 miles on his. So I don't know that was a fair trade, but I would damn sure take that trade again if it were ever proposed. But I have had a few viewers reach out that are local. That there's a 2.3 liter. I want to say it's a manual that reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to come check it out and drive it, and I was like, "Well, of course." But there's a few in my area that were been reaching out to me to drive, and so I am definitely excited by that. But let me tell you guys about that 2.7 liter twin turbo. Anything you think about that motor? Now, long term, Ford's not had a lot of problems with that motor, so there's not a big change from what, you know, there's some tuning differences, but I don't think there's a really big change between the 2.7 they're using in Bronco and the one they're using in F-150. But broke the back windshield, Cigar Texan said. But that thing will scoot. I kid you not. That little 2.7 will scoot. Now, a couple weird things. Obviously, it's got the 10-speed transmission in it, so it does. I won't say it's always not searching for gears, but if you're kind of in that 40 miles per hour under, like you're cruising through slow traffic or something, it'll sound sort of boggy, but it's not. It's just, I think it jumps from like a second to a third or fourth, and it'll go back, and you barely know when it shifts. But I feel like it's in a strange gearing at that speed, at that 20, especially 25 to 35 miles per hour. But I mean, it's not like it was a dog by any means. It just feels like it's not as torquey, we'll say. It's just super smooth, and you just move like no problems at all. But the 2.7 just blew me away because, for one, I think I've had one other experience in that 2.7, but it was in the full size, and I didn't get on it or anything. But I got into this thing a little bit and was having a blast with it. And I told the wife, I was like, "Look, we were doing some pass-bys. I wanted her to kind of do a slow up to me. I was videoing, and I wanted her to floor it, and I wanted to get that kind of rumble of it. And she did a few of them, and she stopped by, and we were talking about the shots we were doing, and she's like, I kind of just gave it a little bit, but I didn't really get into it. So she went to do another pass, and when she did the next pass, she come back, she instantly whipped it around, came back, and she was just grinning, man. And she was like, "This effer will go." And I was like, yeah, that thing, what, 330 horsepower or something like that. Um, the 2.7 will go, and I was very, very happy with it. See, John says, what about the 2.3 liter? Is it a good engine? Everything I know about the engine, I don't recall Ranger having a ton of problems or anything with them. But the 2.7, I that was the thing I was ultimately more impressed with than any other part of this thing was just how well that engine responds in that size of vehicle. I the throttle response was great. Is there some piped in V8-ish sounds to it? I believe so. But it doesn't sound ridiculous. Now, the bummer of these modern vehicles is you'd put it in park, and I'd try to get her to rev it, and I wanted to get a good 5,000-6,000 RPM rev on it, and they will not let you do that anymore. They're saving the motor. I get it, but kind of a bummer for YouTube, right? But I was impressed with the exhaust sound being under it, because video never captures that well. You think you get a feel for it, but it just never captures that very well. So I was very, very happy with how it sounded. I will say there was definitely, if you watch the live video I did of a literally live video walking around the thing trying to answer y'all's questions, couple little quality issues that I did notice. I'm not going to beat up the vehicle about it. I do feel that for especially the first edition, man, they should have went through it a little bit better than maybe they did. Some kid gloves through that thing. And me and the good doctor were talking about it, and he was like, man, when I brought it back to him the next night, he was like, dude, you found the one thing that drives me crazy about this thing when I bought it. And there was some where the top of the dash meets the I don't know what you would even call it. The rest of the dash that goes into the window. There's a seam there, and there was little chips at the edge of it, just like when they were like a saw was cutting it. And I don't know if you've ever seen like when the blades are starting to get a little dull, they'll start chipping the wood a little bit. Just a couple little spots, but for $2,000-$3,000, like this is weird stuff that you just wouldn't kind of expect in the first edition, especially. You really, yes, it's just a normal Bronco, really, but you would think when you're selling someone on the first edition, you're getting everything, that was an option, that would be where the quality really kicked in. Obviously, bass. And bass guy, hey, man. Bass guy, don't take offense, man. Well, I've got a video coming for you, bass guy. But I had some comments today where I was talking about some of the colors we're going to talk about in a little bit, and bass guy was like, man, no, bass shouldn't get this and that, and I don't know what you're talking about. You don't think it bass? It's like, hey, man, bass is the low trim. It's the entry-level guy. And so some of this you would expect to see on some of the lower trims, but not on the upper trims. But other than that, one little quirky thing with the automatic or the electronic parking brake. Every once in a while, you would have to just disengage it, and I think there's a update to that, some programming updates to it that'll fix that problem. But overall, guys, I went into it thinking that after the ride I did at Supercell East that I really liked it, getting to do a little bit of off-roading with it. I was like, okay, man, it's very capable. This was my first ride in a Sasquatch because the one I rode in at Supercell was just a normal Badlands with 33s on it. I think the 35s on this are such a game changer, and I know that sounds cliche and stupid, but it's such a game changer for a factory vehicle. But so like back to the quality just a little bit. What's good? There was just a couple things, and if you're getting the mats, I don't even know what Ford calls them. It costs like $160, something like that. The floor mats, the Bronco mats they're putting in them. There was a couple little things I did point it out to Dr. Detroit, and he understood it. And I took him from the Bronco floor mat so he could see those, and then I took him to my Jeep's floor mats, which I forget what they call those. Kevin Monet in the house with $10. Look at you, dude. Thank you so much. But I took Dr. Detroit and showed him the difference in the quality of mat. And I do think that Ford needs to step up these mats ever so slightly. Because the ones you're getting in the Jeep, and I sound like I'm crapping on Ford about this, but guess what? I told you guys in many, many videos, there's certain little details that Ford got the soul of what made a Wrangler cool. And they brought some of that to Bronco, but there was just a few little details like they just maybe might have missed. But the mats, I just feel like they could be just a hair thicker and form to the side of the kick plates just a little bit better. Then in the back of it, it's a 2-piece mat. And when I was doing 75 miles an hour down the highway and there's no doors or roof, they would pick up some. And I seen somebody had posted, some Bronco owner had posted some of the same things that I had noticed, that they were kind of flying up in the air just ever so slightly. And I think if they were just a touch heavier and just a little better quality, that would fix that problem. What else was there? Let me tell you, the heated seats in that thing, dude, you could cook a pizza on those things. I kid you not, man. If you're getting the heated seats, they were very, very spicy. I liked it and appreciated it. And now I'm in the land of humidity here in Nashville, Tennessee, but and I've been to Michigan many times, but it starts getting down to 80s and 70s at night. And without humidity, it'll get a little chilly. So without the doors and stuff, we kicked those on, felt great. Heated steering wheel was awesome. Everybody claims that the AC vents, how strong they are. I have to agree that they're very, very strong. Now, the one thing I did notice is on the each side of the vehicle, the far vents, they're recessed in there just a little bit, so could make it slightly difficult to get maybe the air where you exactly want it. But these are first world things that, who cares really. The AC, I had the AC blasting with no doors and roof on going down the highway. I couldn't care less in the world, man. I was having a blast in that thing. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, Andy's getting Andy, are you getting a semi over the Light Bright video, or never mind. Yes, John, the all-weather mats. That is correct. The e-brake is a push release and pull to set. Was that right? I don't remember. On that. I just remember. Well, I pulled it to release, yeah. But the everything else about the vehicle, freaking great. Now let's get into the Sasquatch part of this thing, and you're going to see this in the video that I dropped Friday. I'd seen Sasquatch in person, sat in Sasquatch, but to get to drive that vehicle with those, nearly, I hate to call them 35-inch tires because they're like, what, 34.6 or something. Either way, they're freaking big. What doctor says, I removed the doors for Dave to give him more time, but the doors have to be put on very carefully. Yes, they do. And honestly, I wanted the doors off. And I'll get into that in a minute. But so the thing with 35-inch tires is, too, you're rolling at 50, 60 miles an hour on the highway. You want to be able to stop. Now, you've got a lot of weight on this vehicle, and these big tires, it takes a little bit more to slow these bad boys down. And I have to say, this thing stops incredibly well. Some of that probably is due to being independent front suspension versus like the Jeep solid axle. Just the way the geometry works would be slightly different in brake feel. But the Goodyears, they were grippy. You could hear them gripping the pavement too. They're definitely a grippy tire. But I was very, very impressed with the braking of this vehicle. I mean, just very, very impressed. Dr. D, that's what she said. Oh, man. What's up, Mike Garcia? So bring your questions. I'm curious about what you guys want to know, if you have particular questions, if you weren't able to get in on the actual live stream that I was doing when I was running around. I appreciate all the questions. By no means am I the end all be all of knowledge on these things, or my opinions are my opinions. Take them with a grain of salt. You may feel differently when you get yours or get into them. Let's see. You guys and your side conversations over here, I can't keep up. YouTube Car Spotter, if you're talking to me, it was a 4-door FE. And speaking of those 4 doors, we can't beat the we can beat the hardtop up more than probably we should, but we should probably slow down the hardtop a little bit because that's well documented. I had some videos about it. I've got news I've been sent within the past day about it, some of the problems that they're having over there, and some of the ways they're going to fix it, what I'm hearing. And but I wanted to test drive this thing with no roof, no doors. I really did. I want to say I wanted to test drive this thing like people don't do. You don't see anybody with taking all this stuff off. Now, my buddy Tim Esterthal over at Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, he did it. He took the doors and the 2 sections of roof off, but he left the back one on because it's a little awkward to get off. I mean, it's not difficult by any means, but I would prefer a 2-person job on that, or get a lift of some sorts. But I wanted you guys to get a feel in my video for what it's like summertime riding in that vehicle. So hopefully you guys like the video. Let's see. I see my name being printed out there. Don't they come with a piece of rubber in the kit to prevent damage to the body? Oh, that's a good question, John. I don't remember that one. Let's see. I have to say he nailed it. What I thought of the truck so far. Also, my wife all said the same thing. My wife's car is no truck, and she's no truck person at all. Okay. How did my daughter like riding in it? Well, YouTube Car Spotter, moderator extraordinaire. She enjoyed it, but then again, my brother, God rest his soul, had a 2-door Wrangler that she loved to ride in. She would ride in the front seat, the back seat. She's pretty used to this style of vehicle. She loves the Gladiator, which I just bought some tube doors for that thing, which you'll see a video coming up on that. I need to update the Gladiator video and give you guys a real solid review on that one, by the way. But she loves it, and very comfortable. She sat in the middle, but very comfortable riding in the thing. I think actually she sat on probably all 3 positions and never worried. I think when we were on the highway, she was in the middle. The only problem with her, she had the back seat, was when we were going 75 mile an hour down the highway. Poor girl's hair was just like this, like just like she forgot her hair tie or something. And man, that was a nightmare for her. And we drove about 40 miles, I want to say that way, or 30 miles. We went up to Flint, Michigan, and we had a wedding to go to, and she just had to bear it. And but she likes these things. Let's see. How did the daughter? Oh, that Dave can testify to that. Let's see. Other Tim Davis says, All-Terrain Nation, what time is it where you are at? My YouTube said you were starting at 9 p.m., but it looks like you start at 8 p.m. Other Tim Davis, I like to start these at 7 p.m., but the wife's schedule's changed, and I have to share my office with her because of the pandemic, and, well, she got off early tonight, so I was able to get this in a little bit earlier. So that way, I try to do it at 7, that's 8 Eastern. I try to give everybody equal opportunity of viewing. But I apologize if I did throw you off on that. I tried to go through all the socials, too, and let everybody know. Let's see. Did I get to catch some air with it off-road, Mike asks. No, I did not. What was it, Motor Trend or whoever? No, I did not get to enjoy it that way. But then again, when somebody hands you their keys to a $62,000 vehicle, and the only way they know you is by watching you on their TV or the phone calls me and the good doctor have had, you damn sure respect that person's vehicle and, kid gloves. But when it's mine, well, we're going to have all kinds of fun with mine. Dr. Detroit, what was your previous vehicle, Brad asked? I believe it was an F-150. Brad, if I remember right. That came up. I guess he was like a month or so without a vehicle because of all the pushbacks. Let's see. John says, question, what was in the boxes in your driveway for that Gladiator? John, those were tube doors for the Gladiator. Let's see. And if you guys, I put sneaky things on my my Instagram. I like to post things there. I don't always tell you what they are, but if you want to see, every once in a while, get a little inside to the Boyd household here. Yes, John, Nashville time. Let's see. Man, you guys go crazy. Like, the doctor generally has his own chat. I know. We got to just do this real quick. It's not going to let me do it there. Pardon me. Got to make it official, man. Dr. Detroit is now a moderator of that chat. He runs that chat anyways, and he can help out YouTube Car Spotter. Let's see. Ashley wished that I had time and the money because I bet I could make some rubber corner guards you can install on the doors. If dropped, scuffed, wouldn't damage it. Yeah, Ford's going to have to take a look at that. And when you see these doors off in person and compare them to my Jeep, like Jeep gives you this, you get two posts on the outside of the vehicle, which makes it a little different. But the posts are real long that they slide into the hole. You kind of got a good feel for when they're in it. I did notice that the Broncos are a little shorter. And I could see where you would think you were in, and then people have dropped their doors, and they've dented these doors. I also look for aftermarket to kind of help with some of this. Obviously, they'll make things like Jeep has where you can store your doors in like these little filing cabinet deals, or you can hang them on your walls. There'll be some stuff like that that'll also help that. Ross says, All Terrain Nation, how is the ride in the soft top? Super loud? Not too bad at all. Change from an MIC top to a soft top, hopefully to get it faster. Ross, I wish I could tell you on that. I really do, because I've only the Broncos I've been in, I've all been hard tops. So I wish I could give you. I can say this after doing time in Jeep Wranglers soft tops, they're not that much louder. Actually, my buddy with Lifestyle Off-Road who got his white Black Diamond a couple weeks ago, I was talking to him on his Bluetooth. I didn't even know that he didn't, that it was the soft top, or I knew it was soft top, but I didn't no wind noise at all that I could ever hear. I think soft top's fine, and I mean, I've made this after driving the Doctors. I've made the switch on mine for two reasons, and we'll get into those in just a minute. But I'm actually going to be a soft top in mine. So, Cindy says, "What color did you decide on?" Well, that's a good question, Cindy. I guess we could get into that. Let's go ahead and get into these the color issues, and let me load this stuff up for us, and we'll go here first. All right, so this is from Roadshow by CNET with Chris Packert, if I said that right, writing this article, and it shows that new green, eruption green, or whatever they called it. I'm lost. First off, I'm lost at the naming. Like, I know there's a psychology to naming things, but eruption green. If it were red, I'd go, oh, it's eruption. It's an eruption color. Okay, that makes sense. But at no point do I see that green, and I'm like, man, that color screams the name eruption to me. Now, this I kind of sound like I'm crapping on it, and I'll say this right up front. It's not a color for me. It's a good-looking color, just not a color that I would want in my Bronco. But I get what Ford's trying to do with this color. They've been teasing it for a long time. And I think they were really teasing this for their Heritage Edition. And, of course, they can't get any white tops right now till probably late next year. And I can see why they've hinted that color so many times. They've put it on gas cans, and Mike Levine's teased it in his Twitter feed, and they had to get this color out. Now, I would presume this color is also going to be made available for Ranger, Usually they like to use the same colors in at the plants when they're doing that. Mobile, hell yeah, Eddie Van Halen. But if this was going to be an Eddie, I would think it'd be like a red at least. Mobile for Eddie, man. You got to put the stripes on it. But this is a good color, and this would be a great color if it was another option to add to the current list that they have. I know green fanboy guy's been out there shooting for this for a long time. And I'm glad that whoever wanted the greens, I'm glad they have them for them. I think that, there should be a little bit of a color for everybody. Now, that's a tough choice when they already have, 10 colors, something like that. You can't do 40 colors out there like they used to back in the 60s. But this is nothing really wrong with this. But the thing that started upsetting people was they did this, and we'll scroll through this website just a little bit. And I'm going to butcher the name if I do not. There it is. Hot pepper metallic with tint coat or whatever they call it. It's this name. I say it today in my video. It's just like 4 miles long. Way longer than it should be. If you haven't seen that, it debuted with the Raptor. It's on the Maverick. And I don't know. It's not it's an okay color, and I guess for Maverick it's probably suitable, but it's not a color I think anybody was asking for. I don't ever recall anybody reading through the forums going, "Hey man, if they put that hot pepper red, whatever they call it, color on there, I would buy that in a heartbeat." So Ford came out and said these two colors. Once again, the green. I think the green will be popular. I think the green though is only a it's a one and done color. Which I know a lot of manufacturers like to do that. Honda was real big on that with the Honda Element. They would have one special color a year that they would offer. So I could see Ford doing something like that. And maybe not. Maybe they get their white tops in time where they can build some heritage editions with that color and people like that. But this article talks about how people were going to be upset that, hey, Ford's not been able to make the color or to build Broncos for a long time. And yes, the COOF and all that, it kind of screwed up things. Then Michigan was shut down for a long time. And then, now it's getting labor back into the plants, which seems to be a little bit harder for them to do. But a lot of things going against the Bronco, even though it was a home run for Ford. And then you find out, oh, yeah, a part of this is they're going to do away with some colors, including antimatter blue, which that crowd, man, you antimatter blue guys, like, I thought it was kind of neat, and in person it's really cool. It's one of those that pictures will never do that color justice because it changes so much depending on the light. Those guys are up in the air right now. Like, and Ford does listen to this stuff, and they're able to bring that color back. Then they're doing away with the lightning blue metallic. It's right there. And then they're doing away with my beloved rapid red. Now, that was upsetting to me because that hit home. I pushed my Bronco back to a 22 based on the fact that I knew, like I've said this many times, I was told, hey, you don't want any part of these hard tops. So I pushed mine back going, okay, by 22, they'll have that problem solved. And I can wait. I wasn't going to get mine, at the best case scenario, I wouldn't have gotten it till probably September, we'll say. Best case scenario, probably. So I pushed mine back. And then, you get news like this of going, oh, well, there's going to be new colors. Okay, well, I'm okay if Rapid Red were to go away. But thank you for subscribing, sir. I'm okay with the Rapid Red going away, but, maybe they'll have some cool colors, something. There was a tease of a flyer going around where they were going to it looked like it was like the maroon red, candy apple red color like it's on my Gladiator. And me and my wife had discussed that and was like, if they offer that, yeah, we'll just switch to that. No problem. And we would have switched to that no matter what. If they would have made that color and the Rapid Red, we would have just switched to the more maroon color. But you find out, oh, it's 2 colors. I mean, I really, personally, I was expecting at least 4 new colors. And I knew if you watched any of those polls from Bronco 6G, I knew the Rapid Red wasn't the most popular color. But I think it's also one of those colors you need to see in person. A few of these, like I think Cactus Gray, Ford had the debacle of on their website of trying to get Cactus Gray to look like Cactus Gray on their website, which is a tough feat. And I think if people seen the Area 51 on the website and then saw it in person, I think a few people would change their mind on that color because it's sort of bland, in my opinion. If you like it, more power to you, man. But after seeing one on a Bronco Sport, I was just kind of like, ugh, nah, I'll pass on that one. Let's see. A couple questions on here. The idea of changing color palettes before they fill. Yes. And I'm getting to that, Brad. So they pulled these colors out. They're only adding 2 at this time. I think that we're going to see a couple more colors pop out. I can't imagine they're taking away, 3 colors and only adding 2. I think there'll be one more special color. Be warned, I am bummed that they're not offering Snazzleberry or something like that. I like that color, and I get a lot. Be warned, I know you're a Nissan dude, but I get a lot of people that like that color on my Jeep. So, but especially the antimatter blue guy, that was a wow. Thanks for subscribing, Frank. The antimatter blue that boggled my mind because Ford does that on all their full-size trucks. It's not like, and I haven't heard of it going away for F-150, though it may. And the crowd for that one's been very vocal. So guys, stay vocal, but remember, positive reactions to these things. You can't just say, F you Ford, you took my color away. Just in the comments of anything you post anywhere. I don't care if it's here or not. It's like, man, that was the color I was looking forward to. And much like the Sasquatch with the manual transmission, I think they'll listen. And I think that color may pop back. Yes, Dr. Detroit seen my doctor. You seen my. Thank you for subscribing, Brad. You've seen my Snazzleberry in person, man. I think it's a good looking color. I mean, it's unique. It's not a color for everybody, but I think it's a very cool looking color. So take that. Be warned. Oh, let's see. No pink. Yeah, no pink. Matthew says, I think I'm going to wrap the thing and get the exact color I want and be unique. And that's the cool thing about it. And me and the wife were talking about this on the way back from Michigan. That do we just settle for a color and then just wrap? I'm probably gonna. I've told you guys many times. I'm either going to add paint protection film, or I'm wrapping it anyways because I want the finish to look great for years to come. Ideally, I would like to do paint protection film just because hopefully you ordering a vehicle that you like the color. We should all meet up in 25 after we all get our Broncos. There are going to be a lot of meetups, Brad. Don't worry about that. Other Tim Davis, I think Ford is calling Snazzleberry color Swamp Bats red. Oh, thank you, sir. I needed that laugh. But seriously, though, I mean, if a lot of colors like the white especially, white's a good color. You can wrap it. It's pretty easy to wrap. I know that's my buddy with Lifestyle's doing with his. He decided white. I think he wanted cactus gray and a few other colors, but part of his is it's a promotional vehicle for his business. So there's identical spec Gladiator to yours that drives past my house all the time. Looks good. It would look better dirty though. Let's see those off-road videos. Be warned, my Gladiator will be at Windrock Park in this September, so there'll be some video. I guarantee you coming of that, unless, and I'll let this go now too, that with all these color options going away, and me and Kelly decided, we were talking about, do we just order just a color and just something plain and wrap it, that we decided to push our hat back in the ring. That's right. You guys are hearing this first. That the only other person who knew this was Dr. Detroit, and I sent him a good text message about it. that I called my dealership yesterday, and after I got back, and I said, "Hey, let's go ahead and put the order back in. Let's code that 99 to 18 or whatever they had me coded, and but let's make some changes." And we're going to go from a hard top to a soft top. But I've said this many times, I'm also moving up to a Badlands because we got to play with Dr. Detroit's off-road or his four-wheel drive system on it. And Kelly had seen, like I've said this many times, man, Kelly is a hell of an off-roader. She is a very good driver. And usually, guys, we know you shoot for the moon expecting a little less. Well, I shot for a little less, thinking, okay, Kelly's not going to fight me on this one with the Black Diamond. Initially, I reserved a two-door Badlands in Area 51. All the things you just heard me say, ugh. But we switched it back to a four-door in Rapid Red. So I'm hoping that to get my Rapid Red, I'm willing to sacrifice the hard top for now. And like I said, I've told you guys many times that I'm bumping up to the Badlands because of after Kelly, especially this weekend playing with the Sway Disconnect. She was just so sold on that, and she was sold before when we were at Celebration East and they showed us demonstrations. She's sitting in the truck and you feel it just flex. She was sold then, and she was like, "Are we getting that?" And I was like, "No, sorry." But so we're moving up, and I'm hoping that speeds up my Bronco abilities of getting one. You know, I feel kind of like an asshole at times because I've told you guys that I do not, for the channel's sake, I do not want a December build. But if I have to, knowing there's no major changes coming for Bronco in year 2, it's just a number, right? But I would rather be happy with the color of my Bronco than just sort of kind of settling for something just because we got it. And at the septic ring tank. That's great. But oh gosh, where'd it go? There we are. Let's do this. So out of all these colors, you know, I told you my heart was set on for this one here, Rapid Red. Obviously now it's an upcharge. It's a $300 upcharge on that paint color. Race Red at one time was kind of an option, but I was like, nah, it's just some of these colors. I want a little metal flake in my paint. I want it to shine a little bit, to glimmer, and I don't think that one would do it. The white, I could settle for white. It obviously would be $300 cheaper. What else? If they did that, the gray that they're doing, I need to look this up. Let's play along, you guys know I'm like a squirrel. And I'm going to make a change here. But there's a couple grays on the F-150s that I want to look at. Because if they were to do this color, if they were to say, "Hey, Dave," or not say, "Hey, Dave," but this color is the last color we're going to have for Bronco for 22s. It was this gray. I might definitely jump on it. Let me see. Because I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name of this. Let's see. Dang it. Where's the build-in price? You guys know I'm an idiot. I'll find it. Let's see. And Ford's build-in price is pretty good on some of their vehicles. And then some of them you're just like, ugh, what are you doing to me? Here's the trimmer. Next up, create a custom. No, I don't want. Are you kidding me? You guys may know the name of it. It's a nice dark gray. Exterior. There we go. No, there. Paint. All right. I believe it's called Leadfoot. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It may pop up right and it may not. So just bear with me. I can fix this. Come on. All right, this is quick, but it's a nice dark gray, and I like it a lot. Like, it's really nice, and with graphics, you can see the trimmer in the background. You can add some graphics to your vehicle, and it pops really, really well. If they were to do that, I'd be hip to that. Let's see. What are you guys taught? What's going on in there? Let's see. 2-door carbonized gray with satin charcoal RTR wheels. Going to be the bomb. I agree. Joe Roganette. Into the mic. What are you talking about, Mobile? Leadfoot gray. Oh, there you go. I like that. I do like that color a lot. Let's see. Sound. Can you hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. I tend to I get animated, so pass the mic. Abyss gray is really nice on the F-150s. That could be it too. I don't know. Anyways. So, matte black. Dude, matte black would be great. Yes, Carl, they haven't taken any reservations for about 2 months. Finally. Which is part of the problem with this thing, is I said it for a long time, man. They should have shut reservations off last October. They would have gotten probably still 100,000 reservations, which is more than they could have built. And that would have looked good for the books for 22 to have 50,000 or so that you needed to build. The Stradman purple with the wide body. Ooh, no. Dude, YouTube Car Spotter, I had a Dodge 1500 roll up next to me yesterday with the Stradman purple, and God, that was not for me. Reservations are still in the system. Yeah, you can still go to your dealership. I think you could still go to your dealership and drop some money down, but I don't think they're making it on the website as easy. It's kind of abusive to continue taking them. That's the best way to put that, man. That's the best way. I should have said that when I was talking about that a couple months ago. That is abusive. Well, yeah, I know some people. There was some people that I know had got their order pulled and hadn't been in the system very long. It's still some craziness on how they're how Ford's doing some of this, but that's part of what I'm doing with mine. Is I'm hoping with mine that it's it's a buildable order. Now, I'm not sacrificing the hitch on this thing, and you probably call me crazy on that because it's what, $695 or something. It's pretty expensive for what you're getting, but I just don't want to deal with that headache. Honestly, I don't want to deal with having to take it somewhere and buy the parts, and hopefully whoever is making an aftermarket wiring harness actually builds it right. And I just would rather it come from the factory with what it's supposed to. But so soft top, Badlands, keeping the hitch, Sasquatch, and the 2.7 liter. Like, I never believed too much in the deadly sins. I do believe the hard tops was a deadly sin, but I think I can get a buildable. What do you guys think? Will I get a buildable or not? And since I was a January 20th order like everybody else. Obviously, you're allowed to change your order at any time. I know my buddy Luke with Lifestyle, he changed his. We talked about this many times. Put a soft top on his, took off the hitch, and a week and a half later, he got a build. And I think he was only pushed back maybe once, and I think that was because the plant did the weird shutdown in July. But my poor buddy Luke with Lifestyle, man, he in 3 days his windshield cracked. You guys get ready for that. If you're new to the Jeep world, those straight up windows just like absorb every rock coming off of every truck. Man, I was going up 600 miles or whatever, going up to Michigan. You'd hear it just tink tink hitting the glass, and I'm like, I've told my wife, I was like, it's bound to happen. But I think my buddy Luke said that they told him 6 months before they can get him a new windshield, which I think that time frame's a little ridiculous, but I could see a couple months. Well, yeah, 900 for TFLs on that, but they also mobile. They needed it now, and I imagine there was some overnight shipping and stuff. I hadn't heard. I listened to a little bit of Tommy their live stream yesterday. They were talking about it, but I didn't get a chance to really listen into that story. I had to leave for softball. Bug deflector might help. I don't know, man, because I could see stuff. There was a couple spots on the road where they were grinding up the paving to repave, and you could definitely see on the top. You could see stuff hitting every once in a while. So it couldn't hurt. But let's see, bug deflector. Let's see. Look out, Brewing Company, Watershed American Lager. Oh, Rob, cheers, sir. Let's see. I was pushed back only one time. MIC top, tow package, lugs, and 2.7. Dude, that lugs package. Let me tell you guys, that 12-inch screen in person is great. Once again, in the spring when I got to do the ride along, it had the big screen in it, but I didn't really get to play with it. In person, driving down the road, super, super user-friendly. I like the fact that you can have your map running, and then on the side of it, it'll have a little spot for whatever on the radio is playing. But if I touch the radio little area, it would change positions quickly. I mean, like quickly. Not some of this slow stuff where it's just like, just okay, I'm going to gradually change. Dude, it was on it. Yes, get the glass. Austin, you would know about all that glass deductible stuff. But the 12-inch screen in that thing, super, super user-friendly. And the Sync 4, very impressed with that Sync 4. I got to mess with it last January in the F-150 I did a review on. But once again, I didn't do a deep dive on that stuff. And pretty incredible. Now, I'm sticking with the 8-inch screen because, for one, I don't want to get into I don't mind the lugs or the high package, but the thing that keeps me away from it is I do not want all the sensors. I mean, I'm going to do off-roading with this. I mean, drive it. But I don't want to take a chance with sensors on trails acting stupid. I mean, clearly Ford's tested it. We know how well they've tested the Bronco to this date, and nothing's went wrong, right? But I don't trust all that stuff. But I will say, driving Dr. Detroit's the not lane departure, but the cruise control where you can set it to keep so far away from cars, freaking amazing. And the animation on it, when a car pulls up in, you suddenly just like a ghost comes out and you see the car in front of you on the screen. Works super, super well. Very impressed with that system. Let's see. Greg says, I've been pushed to model year 22 due to never receiving a VIN. Greg, that does not mean that they're not going to build, unless you're a hardtop. I think there's a misconception with that. The only thing really pushing Broncos to a 22 technically is hardtops. Ford will build soft tops. There's a little quirks with that. I know there's a lot of people scratching their sport bars with it. My understanding is some of it is how they're pulling the top back. If I remember, my buddy Luke was telling me there's 2 click spots, and I guess the way you can pull it, it kind of makes the top a little uneasy, and that's where they're scratching it. But also, then again, some of that I'm just not worried about because you're going to scratch these things. I think TVLFL got the hitch and wiring were both Ford parts, but had to go third party to get them installed. Wiring was only available with a 4-pin, not the 7-pin, so no trailer brakes. I do, but I do remember them saying, Tommy's talking about that they can only get the 4-pin. Yes, adaptive cruise control is a game changer on road trips. Now, I've messed with it some with the Nissans, and theirs was a little quirky. Now, this was 3 years ago. But the Nissan version at the time was a little off-putting. I really wasn't a big fan of it. But the Ford version, spot on. Greg says he is a MIC top. So, yes, that's what's going to nail you, Greg. But I think, honestly, So what is it? They said by October they're supposed to have all the stuff they're holding at the time out. And my understanding from what the little birdies have told me over at Wabastos, or however you say it, they're capable of making 700 tops a day. Capable. Now, let's get into the tops a little bit. From what my little birdies are chirping to me is part of the tops was the manufacturer of the tooling. It's the first time them and Wabastos has worked together. So that was part of it. Part of it was the inner core. I think that I want to say the inner core came from Italy, and then Wabastos handled the resin and everything else. And some of that was what I'm being told is some of the quirkiness of that. But I do think that they're gonna, they're opening up a second plant for these things now. That won't be right away, but I think by December they can start rolling out with if one plant can build 700 a day, what is two going to do? And even if they're not at full production for both plants, say they only build 400 a day, that's still 800, and they're going to fly through that stuff pretty quickly. And I think they're going to. I think they know how to fix this problem pretty quickly. I just think that they were kind of caught in a bad spot, and we all got the bad tops. Uh, 700. That's what I've been quoted at by somebody within the plant that they can build. Now the other Tim Davis 700 good tops a day. I didn't say they were good tops. I just said that's what they know they're capable of building. But hell, at this time right now, I think if they could get 400 tops a day, and sure the Bronco line's not going to be rolling at full steam, but still. They should have planned for 1,100 a day, the max capability of MAP. Well, some of that, man, is, MAP sharing lines with Ranger, too. So, if they could build 500 a day Broncos and 500 Rangers a day, I think that would be pretty max. Plus, let's not kid ourselves. MAP is not fully staffed. They, much like everybody else, Ford's having labor issues and getting people to work. Mark keeps asking about the Warthog. I've not heard anything other about the Warthog. Thank you, Cigar. Smash that like button, everybody. I'll be honest, Warthog right now, I'm not interested in that. And because I'm not interested in the fact that clearly you guys are talking about it now. We got to get the what we got going right before we start worrying about the heritage editions and all this stuff. And I think that Ford needs to, now Ford's not out there promoting the Warthog. I know TFL got some photos of it. I know Roman spotted it and was kind of following it around a little bit. But they're just testing, and whatever I don't think it's ever going to be called the Warthog, by the way. Could be. I just don't feel like it doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, who would, Raptor, that's kind of a strange name to pull out for a truck, and it works well. But I don't think even if they come out, say, January and announce, hey, here's the vehicle. Oh, pardon me. Oh, whiskey. Getting me. I don't think that I think it's at minimum a 23 model year product. Now, Ford's also benchmarking the Gladiator, and me and the good doctor had talked about this. Like, he liked the idea of the Gladiator. He's seen the bed in it. He was fine with that size bed. I think that Ford, for me, if Ford builds a Gladiator style, I'm more interested in that than some desert running, kind of rapturous Bronco. Now, the idea of a bigger engine, which I'm hearing it's going to be the 3.5 liter, that's like, I'm a horsepower dude, man. I'm old school. I want much horsepower as I can get. That's cool. But like they were talking about in the TFL video, that how much horsepower, what was the comment? I forget what Tommy and them were talking about. Something something about the 2.7 at 330 is great, and it's very capable. You can get 500 horsepower out of that engine. Now, granted, you got to tune it and a lot of performance parts, but I think Ford Performance releases a tune for that thing at 330. I think you get it up to 360 with a tune. And that's dude, after driving the 2.7, I don't need any more motor. And the idea that everybody's out there with the Raptor with it's a desert running race truck. That's cool and all. But here on the East Coast where most of America lives, there's not a lot of sand dunes there for me to go blazing through. Every Raptor I ever see end up seem like on a job site, on a construction site with some lumber in the back of them. I kid you not. It's almost embarrassing to see those things out there. And they do truck things, and that's about it. They don't do much truck things, but they do some truck things. Now, if you're like my buddy Danny, if you're out there and go out to Glamis in the dunes, like, hell yeah, man, that would be fun. But I don't see that there's a big market for more of a high horsepower Bronco. I say that, but then you go, okay, well, Jeep's got the 392, but that's a V8, and it sounds like a V8, and it's tuned to sound like a V8. The 3.5, I've never heard it. Like, you hear it rumble, and you're like, oh, man, that makes my pants excited. But that, I once again, but I like a lot of horsepower, so I can sit here and debate myself all night about this, but till they get ultimately Warthog, I don't see that coming out till they get these other problems solved. Now, PR wants it out. PR wants to sell things. That's what they do. Engineering wants to build cool things. That's what they do. Sometimes they get the cart before the horse, and maybe that's part of. I think that was part of the issue when Levine did that. What was it? December of last year, released that tweet showing it jumping a little bit. LS swapped the world. I'm not racing my Brock says I'm not racing my Bronco. I'm climbing the Appalachian Mountains. The 2.7 is more than enough. Brock, where you go off-roading over there, man? Windrock's my place over that way. I will spend some time in Chattanooga as well. There's Prentice Cooper in Chattanooga, which is a state park. A lot of fun little things to do there. Good for a half a day at least. Let's see. Oscar, I'm trying to keep up with y'all's chat. Oscar said he dropped all the sins in his order, ended up with a 2.3-liter Big Ben non-Sasquatch soft top, still waiting for a build date. I feel like changing order to a wild track save some money, enough money thanks to all the delays. Oh, speaking of that, you guys probably heard this, but part of the news with the 22s was, by the way, Wild Track is going to get soft tops now, standard. I've said this many times, and me and Tommy talked about it. Me and Tim Esterthal with Pickup Trucks talked about it. I do not see the difference in half of these trims anymore. And Ford keeps making these little changes. Obviously, Wild Track, hard top. It's a standard with a hard top. But what are you getting in a Wild Track now, really, that you can't get in a Badlands? You're actually getting less. You're getting carpeted floors, and versus the Badlands gets the rubberized floors, which is, especially in sand, would seem like way easier to clean out. You were getting a hardtop standard. Well, we're doing away with that. Oh, cool. You get one more goat mode, is the sand mode. I don't think, and you guys will know, somebody will comment if I'm wrong on that, but I think you get the desert mode or something that you don't get in the Badlands. That's not worth anything to me at all. I don't know where you guys stand with that. It just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't do much for me. I would rather have, but then again, I'm a rock crawl guy. I would rather take mine to Moab than the dunes. Personally, I'm losing what makes these trims special anymore. Comes out that, now, part of the color problem was, we're going to make Big Bend and base now get cyber orange. What makes people want to jump from a base to anything else? The grill now? Because that's about the only difference it seems like in a grill from the base and the Big Bend, which I think Big Bend goes away. I think by 23 Big Bend's gone. Doesn't make any sense in the scheme of things. especially now that Wild Track is getting hell every other, it seems like, option that everybody else is getting. Sorry, I was being sent some information. Anyways, but let me know, guys, where do you stand with all this stuff? Brad says all the extra goat modes are worthless. They are. I will say I played around a little bit with the goat modes in the doctor's Bronco, which I guess he hadn't messed with any of that. So me and Kelly were the first to get to mess with his truck in 4-wheel drive, which I kind of apologize. I didn't know. Oh man, it was good. But I'm lost at it too, man. I'm old school, dude. I'm sure I'll use the goat modes, get used to them. I'd rather just put in 4-wheel drive, 4-low, and push the lockers on and off when I want them. But those modes do change throttle response and stuff, so there are some benefits to them. Let's see. Mobile says Big Bend is shit. Mike, I wanted the Wild Track at first, but after the soft top, I'm ordering a Badlands. There you go. Plus, you're damn near getting the same price, and you're going to get the sway disconnect. Let's see. Yes, anything above Badlands should get the stabilizer bar disconnect. But then, Mobile, you say that, but then what is a Wild Track versus Badlands? Carpet? And that's it? Because, look, Big Ben has the option for the halo, the signature lights, which is the dumbest thing to me. Like, that was going to sell people into the Big Ben. Like, oh, shit. I was going to buy a Badlands at $60,000, but you know what? I'm going to go with the Big Ben just because I get the lights. Just dumb. I'm going to do a video. I am going to do a video on the craziness of all what you get with one that you can get with the next. And it's either give me a base, be a base. And once again, I piss base guy off with this every time, but this is how I see. I've been in sales, not auto sales, but vintage guitar sales. I have a little bit of. I've sold $16,000-$20,000 guitars. You have the cheap thing, or you always have the expensive thing in the showroom for the people that can't buy that, and they buy the cheap thing. The damn bass, if you can get a Sasquatch bass now in almost damn near every color they offer, and you already getting the 8-inch screen because that's standard. Now you may not get the dual climate control. Oh, we'll be on that. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like dual climate control. But I just don't understand what's making some of this special anymore versus anything else. Now, yeah, the bass, oh no, they didn't paint the Bronco letters white. I just lost at some of this stuff. Let's see, I would have rather had a manual. Oh, wait, scroll going up. Brad says, I would rather have a manual shifted transfer case. Dude, I'm with you on that. I went from my 2000 Nissan Xterra with a manual transfer case, and my Jeeps I've had with a manual transfer case. My wife had her 2009 Gen 2 Xterra with the mall controller button, and I never trusted it to work right. And then I know Nissan had problems with the solenoid that would engage the transfer case. I would rather know I put it in there, either it works or it doesn't. I don't have to be a damn electrical engineer to figure out why it doesn't. Let's see. Jessica says the lower trims are limited on what you can add on, forcing people into higher trims and increasing price to get what they want. But that's my point too. Is it only benefits any manufacturer to push you into a higher trim. Now, they want you to buy as much vehicle as you can afford. Trust me. They don't care what your credit score is. Ford is wanting to turn metal. The more expensive that metal is, it's better for them and the dealer. Now, dealers love to make money on points. They love when you don't bring a deposit. They love guy with poor credit that is not putting any money down the table, because that's where that interest rate starts going up. And that's how it works. You put $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 down on this, they don't like you as much because they make money on those points. They get a percentage of all that. So the way I look at bass is, I've said this a couple live streams now, and I always get ate up by Base Guy. Base should have only been available with the 30-inch wheels or whatever they put on it. Very limited colors, white, black, red, something else, and that's about it. You can still have the radio and all that stuff, the normal AC vents. And, soft top or hard top, and that's it. That's just it. Once again, I'm happy for Base Guy that wants to get the Sasquatch package. Dude, I'm happy if that's what your dream vehicle was. That's awesome. But it doesn't make sense anymore when the base ends up being $34,000, $35,000, and then you look at, oh shit, I could have got the Black Diamond for $34,000, $35,000 with 32-inch wheels on it and a rear locker, and damn near the same price. So that's my point to some of that is, and those guys don't want to hear it because they think base cheap, still getting the big package, and I'm happy. And once again, if that's all you want and you need and Ford offers that, get it, man. These are just my opinions. But I've been around the automotive world for a long time. I've covered the automotive world for 10 plus years, and just kind of how I see it. Let's see. Other Tim Davis. Carter's or Gruen? You talking about the Gruen guitars in Nashville? I don't know Carter's. I worked for a place called Chambers Guitars, who was a songwriter in Nashville, and I ran his guitar shop for a few years. And I was if you don't know, I was a traveling musician. At one time, I was one of those little alternative rock dudes who was a lover of blues music. Ended up playing in a few blues bands as my career winded down, and I had kids and decided I didn't want to travel. And now I'm just this fat, lazy dude that likes to talk cars. Let's see. The cheapest build with ACC was his OBX with Lux. Ashley says, I added a rear locker to my Outer Banks. Outer Banks I get. Outer Banks is supposed to be like Jeep's Safari. It's a luxury. It's supposed to be a little more plush. Some people want the toys. Some people don't. But it's supposed to be a little bit higher end. I get that one. Like I said, I see a base, a Black Diamond, get my fingers in the camera, an OBX, and a Badlands. And that's all you need. 4 trims. Within those trims, you can screw people up with your packages, whether you want to force them into something else. But, the base, like I said earlier, 30-inch tires, couple limited color options. That's it. Hard top, soft top. No color top options or any of that stuff. None of that. You can't order that in my world. Black Diamond, you get the rear locker. Kind of what Black Diamond is now. You could get the Sasquatch, I guess. OBX, high-end leathers, stuff like that with Sasquatch available. Badlands, I guess you leave Badlands alone the way it is. We're 33s, optional Sasquatch. And that's it, man. They've got too many damn options, in my opinion. So, your credit score is over 800. Well, sir, there's a drop left. I'll cheers to you on that. My credit score is near there. Oh man, you guys I'm bringing out all the stops tonight. My voice was a little scratchy from my trip. Like I said, I talked a bunch in camera this weekend. And if you just joining me, I've got a video coming out Friday, 10 a.m. Central, of my driving impressions of the Bronco. So check that out. I like to think I mean, there's common things that every YouTuber says about it. But I like to, I feel like I'm trying to bring my own personality and a few things that I don't think people have covered. Kelly joins me. Kelly, it's weird. She brought this to the plate too, which was funny. She brought it from I will say a soccer mom, but she came from the direction of I'm a daily driver, off-roader / mom. So some things she talks about, which is great. Let's see, SAS versus non-SAS. If I can say it, SAS on the Badlands, pros and cons. Gearing, Rob, plain and simple. If I could order the Badlands without the Sasquatch, but yet keep the 4.7 gearing, I would do that in a heartbeat, and I'd save myself, what, $2,500 at least? Because I'm more than likely going to change the wheels and tires out anyways. Well, I know the tires are going to be changed out. Probably not right away because I was impressed with those Goodyears. But that's the only thing forcing me into a SAS with the Badlands. I think if you could get, once again, it would be such a bargain versus Rubicon if you could get it with the 33s and that force. Well, I guess it'd keep it in line with kind of Rubicon. I don't know. I feel like if I could get the gearing I wanted instead of the, what is it, a 446 with the 33s. Now the really cool guy with the Badlands is manual transmission guy. You get those 4.7 gears in that. I ordered a non-Sasquatch Badlands with the manual, and you get that 4.7 gearing. Yeah, you're damn right you do, man. Which is like the sweet spot. I would like to, if I could have two Broncos, I'd like to have a 2.3 with the manual and a 2.7 auto. The auto I would wheel. The manual I just enjoy throughout the week. But the wife destroys clutches, man. She can drive a manual, just not very well. And she'll tell you that. I'm not crapping on her about that by any means. Let's see. Base, black diamond steel wheels. Can paint them any color of your choice. Yep. Just as I picked up a 21 black diamond earlier today, the transmission seems to not catch when taking off from a stop. Have anybody else experienced this? Joe, which black did you get? A Sasquatch black diamond or just the normal 32-inch wheel black diamond? Just out of curiosity. I will say that, like I said earlier, Joe, I don't know if you were with me or not. I feel like that's where the 10-speed transmission is a little strange at takeoff. If you just want to gun it like you want to race somebody, the first 3 gears are not as much torque as you would think you should be, because I guess gear 1 is all right with torque. It shifts so fast between 2 and 4 to keep, it's all about miles per gallon. And so I think that's where it feels a little doggy. Let's see. Carter's Vintage Guitars is on 8th Avenue, just north of 40, by the way. I'm out of practice. Front house engineer who toured with the cat from Chicago. Nice, other Tim Davis. I did a little bit of time. My wife Kelly was in music management. She worked for CMA Music Awards for a little bit. And she got into management. She was part of the team that handled Brian Luttrell from the Backstreet Boys. He got into Christian music, which Nashville has a big Christian music scene, which, let me tell you, is nowhere near Christian by any means. He was a super cool dude, man. He got to ride in my Honda Element. He loved that thing. Let's see. But I played all over, Tim. Played all over, man. Especially basically the South and part of Ohio, up in that area. Had one band that had a little potential, and the guitar player was very squirrely, and another band would show something shiny, and he would go. I watched him go to like 5 other bands like that. Super, super talented guitar player, man. Could nail freaking Hendrix, and I don't mean like he was good. Like, no, he was like had the soul of Hendrix, man. Fucking great guitar player. Anyways, that's Music Nation show. Let's see, John. You guys are answering your own questions. 10-speed is too many. 6 to 8 should have been enough. I noticed with my Gladiator, of course the Gladiator's an 8-speed mobile, that it would stay in 7th a lot on highway, and once it got into a good flat ground, it would jump to that kind of overdrive. But definitely it's like 1 through 7, and then 8 in town. 5, 6 is where it hangs. But I kind of agree with you. I know what they're doing. It's sort of like the CVT thought process, the path of least resistance. So if you can, torque uses fuel, causes the motor to work a little bit harder. So, but if you can kind of use like a 10-speed bicycle where you can just keep switching through the gears to get you where you need to be. I understand the process, but I would agree. I think 8 or 9-speed was more than plenty. But, they co-developed that transmission with GM, so it's in about everything they use now. Brian says, I'll be trading in my 2010 Honda Element once my Bronco arrives. Hell yeah, dude. Which model Honda Element do you have? I had a EX, a 2005 EX that I bought brand new. Very underrated vehicle. Honda Element, very utilitarian, fun on trips. Seats are just great. At the time I was getting 21 to 22 miles per gallon, which wasn't bad for a box, a toaster on wheels. Love that thing. Let's see. I went sequential box. Get a mid-engine Ferrari for the wife. Easiest clutch in the world. So there was a oh gosh, I'm losing. There was a Lamborghini. I went and had some. I bought some new tires for my Frontier, and only the best BF Goodrich KO2s, by the way. And there was a Lamborghini sitting there that's been waiting for a rear tire for about a week, and a Gallardo. And it was a Gallardo, I think it was. And the one where for Lamborghini started messing with the dual clutch stuff, the paddle shift, had that little weird 3-button deal in the center. Eats transmissions up, because most people didn't realize you needed to save the transmission, you had to pull in the paddles to put it in neutral of sorts, and people just stop at lights, and it would just 20,000 miles you're burning up a transmission, that thing. But it's the funniest thing ever. It's yellow, it's pretty. And then it had, here in Tennessee, we have a special license plate for anybody that wants one. There's something for everybody, and this has the Elvis license plate on it. And I just thought that was, I don't know, it just struck me as funny that it had an Elvis license plate on a Lamborghini. Just was kind of weird. Let's see. More fun than the Zion XB or Cube. I agree. The Cube actually wasn't too bad, though. I respect what Nissan did with the Cube. It's part of it's CVT transmission in Nissan, but the Honda out of all three of those was my most fun. What's up, Wes? Glad you made it, man. Glad you made it, bro. Let's see. Going to take the side-by-side to Badlands Off-Road Park. I heard somebody buried a Bronco there already. That's awesome. I hear a lot of good things about that little park, man, the Badlands. Wait, Badlands. I'm mixing that up with something. I was thinking Red Bird or whatever it used to be called in Indiana. Let's see. Yes, the Elvis license plate on it. I think I have a picture of it. I'll try to post that on Instagram. Smash that like button. Thank you, sir. Payment ends now. Let's see. CVT transmissions are evil. They're a necessity, though. In commuter cars, they make total sense. As long, Nissan gets a bad rap for those things, but as long as you service them, you'll get a life of that car out of those things. But the problem is, most Americans don't realize past changing oil, and then half of them, it seems like they don't even want to change the oil in their vehicle, that there's life expectancies of fluids. And the CVT, I think it's every 50,000 miles they recommend changing them out. And if you do that, you're going to get years of enjoyment out of them. I did have a brand new Nissan Maxima that it was like the early gen of the CVT go out on me, like at 20,000 miles or something. Made the funniest noises. Made this. It still drove, but the band broke or something. What says, I hate how they program it to like it shifting. Yes. Let's see. What service? What's that? Yes, exactly, man. Most people don't realize there's some factors to this. You need to service these things. You know something I just now thinking, and I don't know the answer to this, and I should, and I'm assuming the worst. Does Bronco in two-wheel drive, does the transfer case actually not turn the diff in the front? I know with Nissan, all this transmission talk got me thinking. Part of what screws up, in my opinion, the Frontier and Xterra was that the system they use, the transfer case is always spinning. It has to do with the way these electronic transfer cases work now. But I bet money that the transfer case in these Broncos are always spinning, and it's just the ABS that engages the four-wheel drive. Sorry, I'm thinking aloud, guys. I'm thinking aloud. I'm quick at oil changes with an extra hole in the bottom. Yeah, that's very quick. Mobile says the front diff always turns. Probably does. I was wishful thinking on my little mind that it wasn't actually turning. But what I'm talking about is the transfer case being connected. So a lot of modern four-wheel drives they use the ABS to engage the hubs to actually connect four-wheel drive. So the shafts and everything are always spinning. With like the old style transfer cases, you disengage it into two-wheel and it disengages the transfer case from the transmission, and the front wheels aren't just always spinning. Let's see. My 2011 F-150 finally needs service at 233,000 miles. Cam phasers and timing change. Are you getting a timing chain whine? I'm just curious if the Bronco can be flat-toed. Yes, my understanding, Wes, is yes, it can be flat-toed because that was part of the deal. You know, that's part of the deal that they realized from Jeep. People like towing Jeeps behind their campers because you don't want to drive your camper everywhere you go. But part of that was they wanted to make sure it could be flat-toed. So I guess when you put it in neutral, it does actually disengage everything. I miss freewheeling hubs, yes. Easy to change too, man. Manual hubs were the best. You bust one, and in damn near 10 minutes, you could have a new one on and ready to go back on the trails. Andy says, sometimes I think too. Or I think sometimes too. I try not to, honestly. Let's see. Bring your questions or comments. I got time for a little bit more. My voice hasn't completely left me. Uh-oh. What is that? $20 bill from Cigar Texan. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for the mention of the cigar or the whiskey fun. Cigar fun. Can't use my words tonight. Can't use my words any night though. Let's see. Yeah, they've done away with the wheel hubs. Well, yeah, Ford hasn't done that in a long time. I converted my old Xterra had auto hubs, and you could convert them to manual hubs, which was so much better. Let's see. Welcome to Honda Tuesdays. Oh, no, I don't think we're going to need a special Honda day. I am playing with the idea of a Jeep day, though. I will say that. I am playing with the idea, especially if I can go full-time with this, guys. And when you smash the like button, it does help the chances of me going full-time. I am thinking about doing a couple other specialty live streams. These take up a lot of time, and like I've said many times before, the super chats are amazing on this because when these videos replay and you're watching ads through them, I do not make a ton of money on those ads. Not that I make a ton of money now on this channel, but comparatively for me dropping a 5 to 10 minute video, what that video can potentially make versus me doing 2 hours here is like, it's silly. Like YouTube, that's one thing YouTube's not really fair with is their cut of all the money. Thank you for the $10, sir. I would cheers you with whiskey, but I'm out of whiskey. And my bar's downstairs. EV Wednesdays. Yeah, let me piss off Tesla guy. Austin says, please Jeep Day. I'm really thinking about it, Austin. I need Jeep to drop some fun news, though. That's the problem. Like, Ford's always effing this up. Andy, dude, you're freaking nuts, man. You're freaking nuts, dude. I appreciate that so much, man. Let's see that moment when someone starts a tonal war. I used to have some Nissan friends of mine used to come in here, and they would start. The wife and husband would start fighting with each other over donations. It was crazy back in the day, man. Mobile says our auto show's dead. Pete in the house, dude. You guys are nuts, man. You guys are freaking nuts. I may have to go get some more whiskey now. Solid Axle Sunday. I try to save the weekends for everything. Those shows aren't as big as these. I may get 20 to 30 people in my normal shows. There you go. Only allowed amounts in CID values. Chris, were you the last one that last week was? I said I really like the weird super chat fun, the weird numbers to that. It's just fun. But thank you guys so much for that, man. You're so generous. I do greatly appreciate that. Let's see. Bronco 6G put out that Ford reservation page no longer exists. What does that mean for the 22 reservation holders? Nothing at all. Demetrius, your reservation is controlled by your dealership, whoever they've tied you with. And if they've pushed you to a 22 and you're not happy with your dealer, you should be able to move that reservation somewhere as well. There's been some people that, little shady dealerships. I did the video of the upcharge video at my local dealership. I've said in that video, it's dealers are hurting. I still stand by that. Dealers are not, I know people are like, oh, well, the last year they made the best profit or whatever they did. But yeah, we were in a pandemic and everybody was buying their toys, and now they got to pay for those toys, and nobody's building any new toys. So, but my local dealership, my buddy Francisco over there, man, my salesman, always treats me super nice. And so they've been great to me. I mean, I see the upcharges on some of that stuff. I was promised retail. That's what I would pay. So I'm going to hold them to that. Let's see. Cigar. Andy. Yes. Andy, dude, brought it. Man, I appreciate that so much. Last of the V. All right. Let's see. Are you guys going to get an aftermarket hardtop later since they switched to a soft top? No, I think the myth of an aftermarket hardtop is what it is, a myth. I do not see any manufacturer really wanting to clearly look, guys. Bastos is having problems making tops. Do you think anybody else aftermarket wise is like, hey man, I can do that cheaper and better? Nobody wants any of that. That's hard manufacturing. Tops are not easy. The only thing aftermarket you're going to see for tops is best top making different tops for these things. And speaking of that, a lot of my crowd watches TFL. They put on their first edition, they put a soft top on there, the little fastback soft top. And the fastback's growing on me, especially two-door. I love the two-door on it. And my heart goes for you guys, the two-door guy that can't seem to get yours because of all the, they can't produce a soft top for those, which I'm telling you, nobody listens. Soft top on the two-door has to do with the amount of vehicles they sell, and they have to have so much of that percentage of vehicle for safety reasons in a hard top. So that's part of the reason that you guys see that. Andy, you are my all-star tonight, buddy. I appreciate all that. Let's see. But the fastback top looks really good, even on the four-door, except for I don't like how the sides and everything. It's still not super usable to get in the back of the thing. I like with the soft top, with the factory soft tops growing on me with the Safari look, where you can pull the sides out and the rear out, and you still get a little open air, you get fresh air, but you still have the nice covering. That's kind of what sold me on that. But when Tommy and them showed putting Terrence, dude, what are you guys doing to me tonight, man? You're killing me over here, guys. I bow down to you guys. I bow down to you guys. So you guys you're so crazy, man. I appreciate that so much. But Rob says 1966 for the whiskey fun. I would cheers, guys. I'm out. I would cheers you. Here, I cheers you with some Coke Zero. Oh man, Andy, you just got one up, bro. But I think the soft top, after seeing this kind of in Safari mode, I was like, you know what? I could live with that. Now, I think when they flip the soft top all the way back, it looks horrible. Just horrible. Dude, you guys, you're killing me. All right. I'll be right back. What are y'all doing to me? Oh. You guys. All right, so, like I said, if you haven't tried this, you want to try this. So, you guys bring in the money. A little extra whiskey for Dave tonight. It even sounds good with the top off. Smells great. Seriously though, if you're a whiskey dude, try this. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. I don't even have any ice in this, man. I can't pull a full glass because that real Mobile over there killing it. Look at him. 5.56. I know what that 5.56 is about. Or I think I know what that 5.56 is about. Guys, I salute you. You guys are crazy. Oh my God. So good. I swear to God, by the way, I've had people go, "Hey Dave, you got a drinking problem?" I seriously have in the comments, people are like, "I think you have a drinking problem." No, I do not have a drinking problem. You know when I have a drink? When I hang out with my buddies, and that's it. And you guys are my family, so got him all fired up. Man, y'all making this man drink. Step up, Dave. Pour number 2. I did, Donnie. It's a small pour. Let's see. Have I ever tried red breast, Dave? It's my favorite. I have not. Red breast. I've not even heard of that, Andy. Drink out like this. Good times. Do I work tomorrow? Yes, I work tomorrow. Let's see. Go get the alcohol. You guys. Yes, we do salute you. Two-door abusive relationship is hilarious. We're all screwed. Guys, you slayed me tonight, man. You really have. Shit, I've got. Oh no, I gotta find something to talk about here because you guys are. I can't let you guys down now. Let's see. Let's go over here. Let me see if I can play. We'll all play along in this. Well, no, we don't need 2 Daves. All right. Set the screen up. You guys will like this. We're going to play along. All right. We are on. Let me delete that one. Yes. All right. We are going to. Boom. Bronco Nation. Let's see what's over on Bronco. Cigar, dude. You crazy MFer. And then then my son comes in trying to pay rent through Super Chats. That magical drinking dancing bear. I used to have a Grumpy Bear because that's my nickname is Grumpy Bear. And I had to get rid of Grumpy Bear from the live streams because it would get flagged for child content, and then they would demonetize it. Oh yeah, I'm ready for my second bottle of wine. He also does bar mitzvahs. Oh, my son did a crazy. He dropped. I had some ducks, rubber ducks, sent to me for the whole Jeep thing. You put a duck on somebody's. I don't know what Bronco guy's gonna do, like a rubber cat or something. I don't know. But he did an unboxing that was freaking hilarious. I put it on Instagram and Facebook. But all right, let's look over here. We got to bring the news now, man. We got to go deep tonight. You guys have went well above and beyond. So let's see what's trending tonight on Bronco Nation. And this was brought to you by Jack Daniels. When you think of a nice smooth whiskey, you think Jack Daniels. Not really. It's usually some Canadian Mist or something. When I was younger, dude, I was the cheap guy. I was on the Canadian Mist. And believe it or not, I was a vodka guy. I used to not drink whiskey at all, man, until I started getting into the good stuff. We got hard tops. Let's see. Survey for Fords. Ooh, this one should be good. This should be real good. Let me, I got to do a little editing here, though, because there's too much Dave in this picture and not enough Bronco Nation. So just bear with me. There we go. Bam. if I can get all of Bronco Nation. The Bronco Nations is so large, I can't get them all in here. Let's see. Maybe I can get them all in there and hide my face. You guys are like, what's this dude talking about? He's freaking crazy. These stupid-ass forums are so wide. It's hard to try to edit these damn things into videos. All right. That's about as good as it's going to get right now. You almost can see old Dave there. Let's see. Bam. There we go. All right. I'm kind of in there. Let's see. So the survey for Ford customer opinion of color changes. So a group I would like to start a community thread about the dissatisfaction. Man, that's a tough one to say. Over Ford dropping colors. Already placed. Let's see. Curious, where have you seen the post on this? Let's see. I'm looking. People are looking for the post that they're talking about. All right, Bronco Nation, kind of crazy. But I will say I've noticed that people are freaking upset about these color changes. Oh, here's a great one. Oh, this is breaking news here of sorts. Now, did any of you guys gotten your swag from Ford? I gotta find there's pictures. All right, wait a minute. Let's do this because you guys don't want to see me scrolling through all this crap. So, a couple nice little swag items Ford is sending out. The little cars, I have to say, classy touch. Any of these gifts are super nice. I know some people get pissy about it and don't understand that, Ford's trying to keep everybody somewhat happy. But this was a super classy touch. They're sending these little cars out. Liked it. And they're sending out hammocks. Now, I could give two rats' asses about the hammock. I'll be honest. I'll probably get one like everybody else. I got the poster or whatever, all the stuff they were doing before. But my wife liked that. She wanted it. I was like, hey, more power to you. I don't want any of that crap. Much like the Bronco Nation stuff that's still in my closet or in my attic that I ordered it to do a review on it, and then I threw it in the attic. But I haven't got any of this stuff just yet. But the cars, I would be interested in getting these stupid little cars. I used to collect Hot Wheels like every other kid, and I think they would look good in the background, which is about to change, by the way. The TV reflection is about to go away. The TV works out for my pre-prepared videos, but I've noticed there's a kind of a weird reflection going on here with that. So I'm going to change the wall. And thank you for the support. It enables me to do that. But the cars was really cool, and the hammock, like I said, I got to find the hammock because this is one goofy little package. I'm fastly scrolling, guys. I'm fastly scrolling. If you're playing along, know that this is oh wait. Oh, this is great. Okay, this is great. I have to put this on here. The clown meme is great. Anytime I see these, they always slay me. But thank you for your reservation. You have a free headliner on us. Well, I still can't build enough. Waiting for my 2223. That's freaking great. But it's like anything on the web. When you want to find it, it's never there. Oh, I do love that some people, their little package have already been pre-opened by either FedEx or whoever wanted to open it and stole their hammock. So that's kind of nice of people. Let's see. There's a little picture of it. We'll see how that works. Bam. There you go. There's the little hammock that they're giving away. Once again, I'm curious what these don't cost. This kind of promotional stuff for Ford doesn't cost a ton. But I thought it was a classy nice little thing. Once again, it'll probably go right in the attic, and I'll never think about it again. But the little Hot Wheels, Ford. I want the little Hot Wheels. And also, I think Ford was sending out cookies to journalists. Come on, Ford. I'm on Team Journalist. Send me some Oreos. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. So Joe got the hammock. Joe got the hammock. Hammock is a rain fly for the MIC tops. It's great. A friend of mine was a forum moderator on the ranger station. Got to participate in some focus groups and plant visits. Do you ever get to do any of that stuff with yours? I'm assuming mobile. You're talking to me on that. Yes, I've been invited to press trips. I'm going in. Let's see, October. I'm driving down, or not driving down. I'm flying down to Austin to do. I'm part of the Texas Auto Writers Association, and I'll be down there to. All the manufacturers bring in whatever they want you to talk about, and they dump them out there, and you get to take your turns driving. I'm hopefully the new. Fingers crossed that I'll get to try out the new Raptor. Very excited by that. I presume there'll be a Bronco down there to play around with in the off-road course. And I don't know what else to expect. GM has nothing. GM right now has nothing super exciting. And I reached out to their PR team trying to get some press vehicles. And they're like, hey, we checked out your channel, and you don't talk about anything basically GM. And I'm like, no kidding. I wonder why. Because you guys will not give up the vehicles. But they're real quiet. Their GM's all in on EV right now, so they're in that weird thing. Let's see. You guys are talking about whiskeys. I'm trying to catch up, back up to where I was. I'll look out. Third pint of Lookout from Black Mountain, North Carolina. I had to step upstairs to pour myself a 2-bit Yukon Gold. Hell yeah, Chris. I like it. Let's see. Where are you guys at now? I feel bad. I have to kind of scroll sometimes and see what you guys are chatting about. Let's see. That's a good question. Where is that? Dirt Mountain Storage Complex prisoner. That's great. Tundra Dude, what's up, buddy? What's up, Mark? You guys don't know Tundra Dude, man. You need to enjoy Tundra Dude because he does a great Toyota stream, man. Especially about the Tundra. And Mark has to be super excited right now because Tundra is like that close from debuting. Like, of course he knows, but it's that close. And Mark, I do this. I cheers for Mark. So good. So good. But I'm sure you guys know who Tundra Dude is. I shouldn't have to introduce him. He's a big name in the world of trucks. Let's see. Florida, Canada doesn't give a fuck. Let's see. GM is for rental car companies. It's kind of Joe. It's kind of Nissan, too. All-Terrain Nation, I got a nice set of Harman Cardon noise-canceling headphones from Kia when I bought my Stinger. Dude, that's a bummer about the Stinger, man, going away. I love the Stinger. If it just, even Kia's new logo is horrible. If Kia would learn to find a damn logo that looked decent, I think they would sell more things. Like, and Kia better get into, and Hyundai better get into the truck game at some point, a little more than they, I don't, Hyundai's got the Santa Fe right now, but cans of True Dirt, Mountain Dirt. You guys are going crazy. I can't keep up with the chats here. A Humvee for $100K. No way. I have zero interest in that Hummer. I talked about that a little bit on Instagram the other night where, cheers, Mark. But I talked about on Instagram a little bit, like the new Hummer, I didn't realize it was almost 10,000 pounds. So you're literally rolling around in 2 full-size trucks, but yet we're saving the world with that. Makes no freaking sense. No freaking sense. I'm not even repeating that, Mobile. Oh, let's see, guys. You guys have went crazy on these super chats tonight, man. You blowed me away. Do you guys think that this is sort of Bronco related? Do you think that GM will have an answer for the Bronco / Wrangler? I know everybody gets pissed off about the whole Blazer thing. But I don't think GM's going in on it. I think much like probably every other manufacturer, they're just going to let Ford and Wrangler battle it out. There's enough sales probably there for two off-road SUVs like that. I don't know that there's enough sales for 3 different companies wanting to get a piece of that. Let's see. I grew up in blast radius of the Humvee plant. Family and parent worked there. Seeing Taliban playing with them is sickening. Yeah. This isn't. Well, it's Miss Kelly Boyd.
Wasn't coming to pop in.
Well, too bad. Kelly Boyd popping in. Kelly, bring your chair over here. Let's talk. I want to talk. I want to talk shop. The guys have went crazy on the super chat tonight, Kelly. When you look over here, you're gonna freaking. You might drink some whiskey over this, and you're not a whiskey girl.
I'm letting the dog in.
Oh, Kelly, let the dogs in.
I didn't let him out. I let him in.
All right, I gotta pull the headphones off. All right, look at these numbers up here.
Dang.
I know. I told you the boys went crazy tonight. So, let's get into this, Kelly. So, my dog's going crazy too.
He's excited to be up here.
He is excited to be up here. All right, we gotta crank the volume up
I
a
still
little
have
bit.
to get a kid in bed, so I can't stay long.
She can't. Well, we're almost done. We're at 2 hours. So, Kelly, you got to drive the Bronco. First off, we say thank you to Dr. Detroit.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you for forcing us to take it for the entire weekend.
I explained to him. Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to get a couple hours.
I was talking to his wonderful wife, and we were like, yeah, we're just going to take it for a review for a little bit. And she's like, okay. I thought you were taking it for the whole weekend. And then...
Well, the story was, she goes, I thought he was crazy that...
I wasn't going to go there,
No,
but
go
yes,
there.
that's
Go
true.
there.
Yeah, she and I were talking, and she was like, I really thought he was crazy when he said that people he'd never met in person before were coming to borrow the vehicle for the weekend, but he's a really good judge of character, so I figured it was okay. And she said, now that I met you guys, I'm good with it. But who lets people borrow a vehicle for an entire weekend?
$65,000 vehicle. Here,
Right.
Throw the keys. And well, I mean, I guess I traded him a $50,000 vehicle, but still, it's kind of a...
Yeah, but ours is a little bit easier to be replaced than his is.
Yeah, that is true. You go to insurance and be like, hey, these people stole my vehicle. Danny's in the house.
Hey!
Danny got a new Ford. Danny, you should call in, buddy.
Before we get there, I do want to say that was honestly, the insurance thing was on my mind the entire weekend, where I was like, please God, nobody hit us, please, because this is not a replaceable vehicle at this point.
Yep. Well, that, and I put the 2,000th mile on it.
No, you didn't. We figured it out. It was just on that trip.
No, I did.
Did you actually put the 2,000th mile
I checked
on it?
once you said that. I was like, oh, I'm not reading it right. No, the odometer.
Wow.
And we put over 200 miles on it.
Yep.
They were asking about what we thought about that V6, that twin turbo V6, and I told them the story of, like, you took it for a couple passes. I told you to get into it. You didn't really get into it. Danny, you can't call me there. But I meant on Discord, Danny. But I told him that you made a couple passes, and I was like, get into this thing. And what happened when you really got into this thing?
Yeah, so when you actually get into it, yeah, there's a whole lot more that comes with it. Like, I thought I was into it, but I was nowhere near into it until he's like, no, put it on the floor. I put it on the floor, and you just go. You really do. Like, I'm super duper impressed with the get up and go of that 2.7.
What are a couple things that, I know you don't have much time, what are the couple things for you that stood out?
All of it. I love, and he talks about it a lot, but I love that there is no bar in the middle. I love that it's wide open.
We showcase that in the video coming up.
We do. I love that it's absolutely wide open.
You get to play with the sway disconnect slightly.
Yeah, I mean, city kids not like we would, because we respect the vehicle and we're going to take it off-road.
We put it on a curb.
We put it on a curb and did the sway disconnect. So that was, I mean, still got to experience it. But that's my favorite feature.
Which I told him, I was like, when Mama Bear wants to go up in price, a Daddy Bear's like, hell yeah, let's go.
What else now?
You love the blue, I know.
I did love the blue. And I also loved the...
Corbin.
Yes, because I already bought Sonic for the rest of the family. So, yes, you have to get your own dinner tonight.
That's
I didn't even know if you were going to be awake.
It's great, by the way, when your son super chats you to talk to you. Like, that's a great scam. That's a good pyramid scheme.
Right? What else was I going to say?
blue. Would you choose that blue over the red, the rapid red?
I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't, but I would.
No, we can't. Which I explained to him what our plans were for the Bronco.
I do have to say, I didn't experience it, but watching you experience that whole cruise control adjustable lane, whatever you call it, I don't know what the feature is, but it's amazing to watch that because we were driving the Jeep home and he had his cruise control on, and he'd have to keep kicking off the cruise control because you kept getting up on somebody's ass who wasn't doing cruise control, and you're like, damn
what was I saying on the way back? That we feel like
I don't remember.
we feel like poor people in the Jeep.
Oh, we
now.
did. Yeah. We were like, we feel like poor people in the Jeep now.
Yeah, stupid Jeep.
But yeah.
So you've drove the Jeep a lot, and of course I did the 600 miles up there and back. You didn't drive any of the highway miles up there, but the seats in the Jeep are what?
I drove it to Florida myself and back all by myself, and my butt was feeling it, and I've got cushion in my butt. So, but yeah, the comforts were not. Don't look at me like that.
No.
The comfort of the seats was nowhere near.
I'm about that cushion, girl. Boom.
It was nowhere near what the Titan was, and it was also nowhere near what the Bronco was from a seats perspective.
I think the Jeep is great for 100 miles max. Mm-hmm. You know, driving to an off-road park or something, and then coming home.
Yes, her hair was going crazy on the and she was actually like, she's at one point, which we didn't get this on film, but she had her hoodie on when we were on our way back from the wedding that we had went to, and she had her hoodie on over, and she's just closing her eyes and her hair's just whipping in her face.
Well, and that wind does hit you right across the nose, and it is annoying.
It is. But I asked her if she was okay. She's like, no, Mom, I'm good.
Because they had asked, they said, how did your daughter handle being in the back of that thing? And speaking of which, come here, daughter. We'll just bring the whole damn fam. Corbin, you want to come up too?
Hi.
Corbin, come on up. Hey, how was riding in the back? Be honest. How did you like riding this versus the Jeep?
Don't mind her and her corn dog.
Yeah.
It's dinner time. I know, it's messed up.
It was nice, but whenever we hit the highway, it wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
Because my hair kept hitting me in the face, and it hurt a lot.
Yeah. But that would happen in the Jeep too, right? If we had it going down the highway.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt as much, though.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't think you've been on the highway very much on there.
I haven't.
No, she hasn't even been in the Jeep on the highway, but.
Well, yes, I have. A couple times.
Okay, but anyway, not much.
We are a silly family.
Thank you.
Hold
how
on.
do they drive?
You keep going.
How do they drive? They say it drives big compared to the Wrangler. Well, I've not driven a Wrangler per se, but based on the Gladiator, that's another thing that I will say, that the driving perspective compared to the Gladiator sways a whole lot. Like, it is not...
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, hold a minute, or no, or
No,
yes?
you
Okay.
you keep talking.
Okay. The Gladiator is quick to sway. The Bronco... No, it hugs. It does everything. I'm a big fan of it from that perspective. What breed are the dogs?
Mutt.
Just one. He's a mutt. His daddy was a coonhound and mama was a mutt.
Hold on, Dan. I'm trying.
He's trying to bring Dan in.
I'm going to bring Grooters in on this because
put my wife in the
Grooters joined the
Bronco.
Ford family this week, and before I could actually join the Ford family, so we're going to have to. I'm sure he's going to want to kind of give me some crap about that, but.
Oh, Chris, so your wife didn't like the top off.
Well, not a lot of wives do like their tops off, so.
Wow.
Let's see.
I don't think that was his intent, sir.
I know. I'm just being funny, guys. Come on, they're just jokes.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure if I'm funny or not, but I try.
The other Tim Davis,
aren't.
you want a corn dog? We got it from Sonic. Sonic's not sponsoring us, but they should be as much as we
Hey,
eat
Sonic, you can come along.
there. Right?
All
Jeep
right.
drifts, Bronco tracks. Yes, Rob, that's perfect way to say it. Jeep drifts, for sure.
Yeah, it does. Jeep is a wandery little monkey.
But from a size perspective, I didn't feel that the Bronco was a lot bigger. I felt like it drove well. Like, it parked well, it drove well. It had a much tighter... All right, go get ready for bed. It had a much tighter turn radius, for sure.
All right, so Kelly, I know you gotta deal with the animals.
Bye.
There.
Apparently he's kicking me
No,
out.
I'm not kicking you out. I know you
It's
were.
fine. I gotta go.
You were not
Bye, guys.
expecting
Thanks for all
that
the
anyways.
super chats. It's appreciated.
It is very much appreciated. All right, so let's see. Now, it's just a crazy night. 2 hours in. Why not bring in another guest? What's up, Danny? I mean, I don't know. I don't think they can hear you. What's going on? Oh wait, there you go. Now they can hear you, Danny.
Hello. Am I in?
You are in, buddy. And
Sweet. What's
Danny,
up, bud?
what are you doing? Where are you at, Dan?
I'm in my garage in my race truck.
Well, is that where you eat dinner at times, or what's going on there?
Sometimes. Well, she's been out of the garage for like 2 months, and I just got her back yesterday, so I'm spending a little quality time, you know?
Well, sometimes you got to hug the things you love, you know?
No, well, that's true. That's true.
Dude, first off, welcome to the Ford family. Unfortunately, I've had my Ford on order since 2020, and you just big time me and just go out and buy one. What is up with that?
To tell you the truth, after I bought it, I thought I had a drive home, like a 35-minute drive home, and I had a long think about how I wanted to go on to a live with you, and we should have started a full show because I have so many things to say to you, and maybe we'll do another one. But the fact that I got into a Ford before you kind of blows my own mind. Like the fact you've been talking about getting this new Ford, that new Bronco for forever. And I decided to go out, and my wife's been pressuring me to get a full size for a long time. And I got like kind of my dream truck from when I was 18. I mean, it's a much nicer truck now than when I was 18. But yeah, dude, I went out and I pulled the trigger and I bought myself a really, really nice, well-appointed Ford.
Well, and then you instantly start modifying the thing, man.
Well, you know, you can't. They from the factory they come in full grandpa status. You know, it's got like enough plastic trim hanging off the nose of it that's just gonna rip my bumper off eventually.
Right.
And, you know, steps that are like made for people that can't lift their leg over a foot. So you know, I had to de-grandpa it. You know, it was looking real grandpa style. So I had to pull the factory step rails off, which I think make it look ugly and it takes away from that the ground clearance. And I'm sure there's going to be modifications in the future. I already ordered a couple little interior things, you know, like some little MOLLE panel things that go in the center console and dash mount things to, you know, personalize it a little bit.
Of course.
You can't leave well enough alone the second you get some. The way that we roll.
We've been in this game too long, man, to leave things alone.
Yeah, for sure. But I will say I'm going to try and do my very best to tastefully mod this and be extremely deliberate. Most of my trucks in the past, it's like, hey, here's a cool new thing, try it out, and I'd slap it on my truck and check it out. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. You know, I wasn't super deliberate about modding my truck, and so this is probably the most expensive, nicest vehicle I've ever owned. And I want to kind of keep it as nice and plush and comfy as I possibly can.
This comes from the guy that took a F-150 through Moab. This is talking about, I want to keep it.
That was a rental.
Right?
That was a rental. I didn't care about that one.
Well,
I will say that I went underneath the truck and I was looking at the truck and I had like a flashback of looking at the rental F-150 that I took through Moab. And I remember looking at the same parts on that other truck and thinking to myself, like, oh, yeah, that was flat. It's not supposed to look like that, you know? And then, like, I'm looking at this truck, and I'm like, oh, my goodness, I really raw-dogged that truck hard.
Right. Well, so what exactly did you get?
I got a 2018 F-150 Lariat with the FX4 package and the big tow package. So what you get with that is you get obviously it's 4x4. It has a rear locker. The Lariat package has all the really nice, Apple CarPlay. It has heated and cool seats. Has the center shifter, the big digital dash, leather interior. It has the trailer. The trailer tow package has like all kinds of gadgets that allow you to tow better. It shows you how much weight is on it and stuff like that. It's got bed liner and I can't think of all the things. You know, it's got the nice lights. It's color matched bumper or color matched everything. And the color is magma red, but if you ask anybody, it's black.
It looks like turd brown to me.
Well, to tell you the truth, the only thing I don't like about the truck is the color, and it's completely growing on me. I actually was not going to buy this truck because there was actually 4 of these color trucks in different trim levels, and I looked at them and I was like, I don't think I could do that color. And after looking and looking and looking, I just couldn't find the package of truck that I wanted. I drove down to the Ford dealership. Luckily, my really good friend is like the son of the owner of like the largest Ford dealer. So he gave me an amazing price, and it had everything I wanted. And I was like, I can live with this color. And to tell you the truth, the more I look at it, and the more I drive it and see it in the sun, it's basically black with like a red flake in it. So it actually, in person, it looks a lot better than like on the internet. I actually named her the Perp because it's got like in the wrong light, it's purple.
Yeah, was
like
better than
deep purple.
Better than naming it the Perv.
Yeah, that's true. So it's the perpetrator, man. It broke into the Nissan family. So I named her the Perp.
Well, that's great, man. Of course, you did need something to tow that race truck that you're in right now.
It's got the 3.5 EcoBoost, which, and it's an 18, so they bumped the horsepower up in I wanted to say 16, something like that. But golly, man, that freaking motor is so fast.
Isn't it crazy though what EcoBoost V6 compared to what we used to think V8s were? Like, they're just as good.
Dude, it is like I've been on the fence about them. I've never really made a decision on, the 5.0 is better, the 3.5, 2.7 or whatever. But after driving a couple of these trucks, I've driven a few now. Right now I'm a huge fan. We'll see in the future. There was a couple recalls that they did on the truck for some cam phaser timing stuff, but no big deal. Recall it, good to go. But like, it gets great gas mileage. Like driving to work and stuff, I'm getting 20 miles a gallon, which is way better than my 12 miles a gallon on my Frontier at 35.
Right.
But it's so smooth. I was kind of scared that the whole 10-speed transmission was going to hunt for gears. I haven't. It's crazy smooth. I'm kind of like a big convert right now.
Let me talk to you about that, because I drove the Bronco this past weekend.
Yeah. Very curious.
Basically same transmission, but what I happened to notice in the Bronco, and I talked about this earlier, was 1 through 4 are real quick shifts. Like it doesn't hunt.
You don't even notice them.
It doesn't hunt, but I also noticed that at sort of 25 to 35 miles per hour, it's not torquey like you're used to with the old style 6-speed transmissions, where it first was in second, where like kind of pumping, and then you get into the more relaxed gears. Like, it just seems like they're all relaxed now.
Yeah, and I'm driving the truck like a grandpa, so maybe that's probably why. There was definitely a few times where I just really got into it and stuff on freeways and whatnot.
Right.
It drops down like 14 gears. I don't know how that's possible. But I haven't noticed any like real big like that annoys me with how many gears it is. It definitely doesn't feel like it's kind of just super cruise mode in most of the gears. I did notice the other day, driving, you're going like 25 and you're in 6th gear already, which is weird thing to see. But it's pretty snappy with getting down into the gear you want. When you put it in sport mode, it immediately drops you down. It sets you up for being geared basically two gears lower than what you would normally drive around in regular mode. So like the second you put it in sport mode, it drops it 2 gears like immediately.
Yeah.
So sport mode is really, really intuitive and makes it stay in gear a lot longer, and gives you the right gear for that kind of feel.
Well, so do you have, I know this is sort of impromptu, but any questions about the Bronco that you're curious about since I drove it?
Well, I haven't, I've been trying to pay attention to what you're doing lately, but I'm so spun up on all my things that I got going. I'm trying to get my race truck back, and because my wife bought a 2022 Pathfinder that we don't even have yet.
Like, dude's over here just money. Look at you.
Let's recap. My wife bought me a new truck, and she bought herself a new car. Okay, let's be honest here. I'm just a trophy husband. I'm a gold digger trophy husband. But the Bronco, I saw you. I haven't watched the video yet. I know that there's a bunch of new colors coming out.
Well, wait. Have you seen one in person yet?
No, I have not.
Man, I can't believe you haven't seen one yet out there.
I was going to, they had one on the lot over at the Ford dealership, and I was going to go look at it, and then I got pulled away, and then it was like wife and kids are there. I'm trying to sign paperwork, and then it was, it's like a 3-hour deal to buy a car at least.
Of course.
So I got rushed out of there. I'm gonna go back and check one out. I talked to my buddy when he's there, because I gotta go take him out to lunch and stuff, because he hooked me up big time. I mean, it's a whole nother story. Like, I think we should sit down and have a live
Definitely
a bunch of this stuff, just because the used car market is crazy and the new car market's crazy. But I wanted to go down and like get a little bit of an experience with it, as opposed to just run over and look at it and then get pulled away before I got a chance to get into it,
Oh, of course, man. I have to say, dude, I know you're not a Jeep guy. Like when I've talked to you in the past about buying Jeeps, you're like, why would you want the jankety things, man? Like, you won't trash them, but you also know they're a very basic transportation.
Yeah, they have their ups. I mean, I don't hate Jeeps. I just think that there's a lot of things that are left to be desired for Jeeps in certain areas, and I think we kind of agree on that, and especially after you drive in the two a bunch. I can't remember if you messaged me or if I saw you post something about just the long drives and stuff like that, the comfort levels and how they handle in highway, city, town, whatnot. That when you're driving them.
Yeah, I will say my ass was super sore about 2 hours in. Like it's weird is I never experienced in the Jeep. I never experienced like discomfort riding around town or the 20, 30 miles we've done.
Yeah.
But you get into 2 hours and the seating position is like super uncomfortable. And it boggled my mind that I thought, well, maybe I'm just having a bad back day or something.
Right.
On the way back, it didn't get any worse. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, pull your pillow out I know you got a pillow sitting back there that you have to take with you.
Lumbar up in here.
I did. I had to sit on a pillow in that thing. But I will say with the Bronco, dude, we were in it all day Saturday and never a problem. It seats comfortably. Honestly, it's a lot like the leather seats in the Frontiers. They seat nice, good for long distance. Yeah. Didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that video. For that, I'm sure you took lots of video, and you're probably going to be dropping that pretty soon here.
Yep.
But I was really looking forward to it, because I mean, you've been teasing it so much for it was this last weekend, right? That you did that.
Yep.
I saw all the teasers, and I was like, all right, you finally got to get in one, drive it. I'm really curious about the compare and contrast between the two vehicles, because I mean, really, those are the competing vehicles, right?
Of course.
Minus trim packages and whatnot, but still.
Well, I recap it in my video that I finished producing today, and it'll be out Friday. I'm sitting in front of my Jeep. Like, there's plus and minuses to both style vehicles. They're definitely like Jeep. Right. You can't beat the solid axle for dependability, plus just the flexibility that you get on the trails.
On the Rubicon.
Well, I mean, you can make any of them super flexy if you want to.
Right, we'll agree to disagree.
We'll say from the factory, yes, the Rubicon's going to be the most flexy model you can get.
Anyhow, go on.
But if you think about it, you drive these things on the road most of the time, and that's where the Bronco just wins out. Like, it's not even, and I say this in my video, I'm not like, you guys know I talk a lot of Bronco. Bronco pays the bills over here right now, and I say this many times, but I'm not brand loyal by any means necessary. Look at Ronald coming in with the $4.99. Look, the super chats went crazy tonight, Danny.
What's up, guys? Nice, guys.
Ronald's excited by that new Frontier, that lifted Frontier, and I know Danny has to be too, because that's a good looking truck.
It's killing me, because I just bought this new truck, and like, if I could, I would have bought it. If I had the need for a Frontier, I would have bought one in a heartbeat. It was absolutely like needed in my life.
Yeah,
but I need a tow vehicle for race things, and I already got a really, really capable Frontier. So it made zero sense for me to buy one.
Oh, of course.
Couldn't swing that by the wife to get a full size and that car. Then I'd have 5 cars. I don't think that would maybe next race.
Right, but the seating position in the Bronco is great. Now, I purposely wanted the tops off because they've had a lot of top issues, and there's no new meat on that bone. There's nothing new to document about it. And I did do some photo shoot. I took some pictures of the Jeep top roof next to the Bronco roof, and you can kind of see the differences and
Okay, cool.
little quality differences. But dude, that 2.7 in that thing, Danny, that twin turbo is dude, it's lights out fun. Like the engine they put in the Jeep is adequate, and I never even get on the highway on the on ramps and stuff. I don't go, man, I wish I had more, but I'm also like, it's okay. Like it just does the job.
Until you have more, you don't realize just
Yes.
how much rad it is. Like I feel you on that because my Frontier is quick. You know, even not without gears and stuff, it's quick. And then you get something that's you just push the pedal, and the more you push it, the faster it goes. Right? And you're like, oh man, I don't know if I can go back to less power.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, I had a blast in this thing, man, and I keep saying it, and I mean it. Thank you to Dr. Detroit, one of our viewers, for allowing me to.
Awesome.
Dude, he just threw me the keys and was like,
Yeah.
I literally said, hey man, I'm gonna bring it back tonight, and he was like, no, you're not. And I was like, what? No, I don't want the responsibility of keeping your vehicle. And he's like, no, I told you the whole weekend is yours, and the family had a blast in the thing, man. It was just a blast.
Awesome. Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Detroit. That's awesome. Well, good on you, bro. That's cool. It's good people in the whole automotive world. I love. I mean, we've talked about it a million times. All the fun, cool people that you meet. That it's just like, here's my truck. Go take it for a drive. You know.
Yeah, I would have felt better though if it was like on some of those old Nissan events that me and you got to go to, where you could be rough with the truck and you just park it and go on about your business. That would have been a little nicer. But at the end of the day, it's more special when a viewer gives you the keys and like I just feel better about it.
Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. I hear you. That's awesome.
So
I was stoked to see you just finally get into a Bronco, just because I know a bunch of people. You know, I know Luke got his. A bunch of people are getting them. I know that you got so much drama with it. You know, and I was like, man, I just wish that he was able to at least just go drive one and experience. And then I saw you driving. I'm like, oh, finally, at least he got in one.
Oh, definitely,
Even
dude.
for a short time.
Does as I said earlier, you're not really a Jeep guy, but if you were in the market for a utility vehicle, which one do you choose right now? Because they're very similar.
Bronco, hands down, especially after driving this truck right here, my new truck. I think you know this is I'm an old school Ford guy. Like for me, it's kind of like I never even looked at Chevys. I looked at Dodge for a very short time. You know, of course,
you talked me out of a Dodge. When I got my Titan, you talked me out of that.
Yeah, I looked at Titans. I wanted a 2020 Titan, but they're impossible to find right now. And you know, it's kind of apples to apples. The Ford has just a little bit more, I think, as far as just like the pricing for what you get and stuff. And a big part of it was my buddy hooking me up. There was a very good price that he gave me because he's a good buddy of mine. So that had a bunch to do with it as well.
Sure.
But yeah, the Titans, for what I wanted, it was impossible to find them, and two, when you did find them, you know, it was either halfway across the country or like a 6-hour drive.
It wouldn't be the first time you flew across country to buy a vehicle, though.
Yeah, it would have been like the 5th. But you know, the prices were just way up there, and I'm like, you know, I can get the same amount of truck for $6,000 less. Excuse me, Ronas. And it's, you know, right down the street, and so yeah, I just kind of, this is a truck that I've wanted for a very long time, and I didn't remember that I wanted one just like this so bad until I got in it, and I sat down and I was like, you know what? When I was telling my wife, when I was 18, I sat in like an F-150 that had like the center shifter, you know, and I wanted that truck so bad, and I couldn't afford it, and I ended up buying a Ranger and went down the Ranger train for a while. But that like image of me sitting at that dealership in that same level of truck, you know, whatever it was 18 years ago or something like that, came back to me, and I'm like, and normally for any big purchase, I have buyer's remorse. I don't have a single second of buyer's remorse on this truck. Like I'm completely falling in love with like something new and something different that I haven't been able to toy with much. And it's really exciting to get into something different, because I've been living Nissan so much that there's not a lot of exciting stuff there anymore, even in, you know, whether it's Titan all the stuff is not played out, but to me it's played out because I've seen and done so much in that space. So it's fun to hop into the F-150 and see all the different stuff people are doing, and it's kind of fun to reignite that passion.
Well, so I've seen you put out a couple videos on your channel lately, man. What's up? What's going on the Groot X?
Yeah, I'm filming one. I started filming one tonight. I'll probably film a little stuff with F-150 too as well. It's just I'm trying to vlog stuff and get back into it now that I got my race truck back. Mostly it's been super slow just because summer vacation and older kids doing all kinds of extra activities. My daughter started high school and whatnot. So I have a video that should be coming out later this week. Going to be trying to put the transmission in the race truck this weekend, so I'm going to do some vlogging on that. And the red truck needs, now that I have a vehicle to drive every day, the red truck's going to be getting a lot of maintenance stuff that I'll probably be vlogging about. So
nice, man. Other than that, I know you just came back from racing too. You were out. What was that?
Yeah, that was a fun, sad, crazy, weird time. It was cool. I got to see all the Rogue Overland guys that I've hung out with. We grabbed some dinner.
I miss the Knicks, man.
Yeah, the race was it was a weird race. It didn't start till 4 p.m. because somebody died on the race course.
Oh well, you say that so somebody died. Anyways.
Yeah, it was sad because we didn't know what was happening at the time. And in my video, I don't think I mentioned it, but some guy got out of his. A car rolled. I believe the co-driver got out and was walking up the race course to a checkpoint or somewhere around there, and it was a high-speed zone, really dusty, and he got hit by another Razor and got killed.
That's sad,
so they ended up diverting around this large section of race course, and then the truck we were pit crewing for broke at pit 4. There was like 10 pits or something like that. So he wasn't too far in when he broke his steering rack, and then we were kind of out. So it was, it's always fun to go out and race and see all your race buddies and do all that stuff. Kind of bummed for him that his truck broke, but it's sometimes you do awesome and it's a huge high, and sometimes you just go out and you hang out with buddies and race a little bit and you go home. So,
well, you got a birthday coming up too, buddy.
I do. Yeah, I'm
number 27. 27?
Yeah, I mean 27. I'm actually headed out to Cabo. That's why I'm not making the Windrock. I'm a little bummed about it, but I'm not bummed about Cabo. So,
well, as long as you guys are safe out there, man. The world's a crazy place right now. So
yeah, it's doing good. Well, I definitely want to hop on the next live where we can go together. And I know you're deep into it right now. A couple hours. I was out working on my race truck, and I was gonna throw something up on my TV out here, and I was like, oh shoot, he's live. I didn't think he was gonna be live. So yeah, I'm happy to hop in, but we got to do a full live together.
Oh, of course, soon. Man. We haven't had a Dave and Danny show in a while. Well, Well, man, anything else before we close shop?
Not much, bud. I'm just looking forward to that video that you're dropping, and I'm trying to get caught up on everything. I've just been out of it, really.
I know. I've missed you, dude. We chat all the time, and I know when Danny gets in busy mode, he's like, well, Danny's doing something. I ain't heard from him.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, dude, I appreciate you hopping on here real quick, man.
Yeah, no problem, bud.
And hey, guys, go over to Groot X, and Danny just does his own little thing, man. It's full Danny. Danny's quirky and fun, and you'll have a good time. And maybe we can get Danny to start live streaming over there again. He's done it a couple times, but
yeah, we'll try.
Go over there and donate a little bit. Danny will drink for donations like crazy. So you.
Oh yeah, that's always a good time. next live show, I'll start drinking for donations on your channel. I like that idea.
All right, dude, man, have a good one.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Later. Oh, there you go, guys. My buddy Dan. And guys, that's over 2.5 hours, man. I've done 2.5 hours with you guys, and you guys have been freaking crazy. Did this guy just mention a guy dying like it was getting hit by a flat tire? Kevin, he doesn't know the person, so you don't want to go too deep into the situation. But Danny's a racer, and it's, I hate to say, kind of sometimes part of what they do. So, and some of that too also you don't want to think about these things. You don't want, he's out there doing his thing, and I know it sounds insensitive, but he's not. Danny's an awesome dude. Terrence, sorry I didn't see your question about where did he get it. Hit Danny up over at DeGroot X on Instagram. He'll definitely tell you where he bought his vehicle from. You guys mobile, you guys are going crazy in these chats, man. Just all over the place. But there you go, guys. I say cheers to everybody here. Thank you guys for all the support tonight, man. You guys went out of your way to bless this channel, and I do appreciate that. When you smash that like button, it just helps other people find the channel, and I greatly appreciate that as well. Friday, we have a new video coming out on the Bronco. My impressions, a little more detailed than my drinking phase of talking about the Bronco. And check that out. Be sure to share it if you don't mind to wherever your socials you enjoy. Sometimes Bronco 6G lets me share stuff over there, and depending on the moderator, sometimes they don't. So, I'd appreciate if you guys would share some content over that way. Other than that, this has been a long one, man, and I've had a blast with you guys. Let me know what you think when you see the video. I've really tried to step up the production. I brought the old drone out. We did some filming with the drone. Something I think interesting that you haven't seen towards the end of the video, that you haven't seen on other channels with talk about Bronco, that we use the drone with. So, anyway, so whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, you know the drill. It does not matter what you drive. This is your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we've been I can't say exclusively anymore talking Broncos because my buddy Dan was in. We've been talking Broncos, and guys, I'm so blessed that the way you've treated me tonight. I can't say thank you enough. So, final call. This bar is shut down, and we are out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.